1. Mind Trap Secrets. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, your mind seems to get stuck in a loop of unwanted thoughts just when you need to relax? In the quiet hours when sleep should come easily, subtle mental traps often take over, hijacking your thoughts and steering your mind into a state that makes it hard to unwind. These hidden tactics work quietly in the background, using familiar patterns and triggers to draw you into a cycle of worry and distraction. When you are ready to drift off into a peaceful sleep, your mind might instead replay the day's stresses or conjure up doubts and anxieties that prevent you from fully relaxing. Yet, understanding these mind trap secrets can empower you to break free from their hold and gently guide your thoughts toward calmness. The mind is a complex machine, full of habits and automatic responses. Over time, these habits form patterns that can either help you relax or pull you deeper into stress. When your brain recognizes certain cues, like a familiar sound, a recurring worry, or even a particular time of day, it may automatically switch into a mode that isn't conducive to rest. This process happens without you even noticing, almost like a hidden script running in the background of your thoughts. The key is to become aware of these patterns and learn how to gently interrupt them. Once you recognize these mental traps, you can start to challenge them, deciding instead to focus on thoughts that lead to peace and relaxation. One simple way to begin is to gently observe your mind as it wanders. Rather than trying to force your thoughts to stop, allow yourself to notice when a repetitive or stressful thought arises. Imagine these thoughts as little clouds passing through a clear, dark sky. They appear, move across your mind, and then fade away. By acknowledging them without judgment, you can start to loosen the grip they have on your mental state. This act of mindful observation is the first step in reclaiming control over your thoughts. It might sound simple, but it is a powerful practice that helps you become less reactive to the mind traps that have set up camp in your head. Another important aspect is to focus on the present moment. Often these mental traps are fueled by memories of the past or worries about the future. The mind becomes entangled in what was or what might be rather than what is. Shifting your attention to the here and now can be a gentle but effective way to break free from these cycles. Simple practices like deep breathing or a brief mindfulness exercise can help anchor your thoughts in the present moment. As you breathe slowly and deeply, you begin to notice the sensations of your body, the rhythm of your heartbeat, and the quiet around you. This focus on the present can slowly ease the mind away from its habitual traps and guide it toward a more peaceful state. It is also helpful to reframe the way you think about these intrusive thoughts. Instead of seeing them as enemies that must be fought, try to view them as signals that your mind is trying to communicate. Perhaps there is an underlying stress or worry that needs gentle attention. By understanding that these thoughts are simply part of your brain's natural process, you can learn to address them with kindness instead of frustration. This shift in perspective is like turning down the volume on the noise inside your head. It creates space for you to choose which thoughts to focus on and which ones to let go. Over time, this practice can help you build a more positive and calm internal dialogue. Another tool for escaping the clutches of these mind traps is to establish a calming routine before bed. This routine acts as a signal to your mind that it is time to switch gears. Whether it's listening to soft music, reading a gentle book, or practicing a few minutes of meditation, these activities can help lower the barriers that the mind builds against sleep. When you consistently practice these calming activities, your brain starts to associate them with a state of rest and relaxation. This association gradually weakens the power of the mind traps, making it easier to allow positive, soothing thoughts to take over. Physical movement can also play a role in breaking these mental cycles. Simple stretches or a few minutes of gentle yoga before bed can help release tension stored in the body. As physical tension eases, the mind often follows suit. A relaxed body sends signals to the brain that it is time to slow down, which can help override the stress-inducing patterns that keep you awake. The connection between body and mind is very strong, And by taking care of your physical state, you can help quiet the mental chatter that disrupts sleep. It is natural for the mind to create its own narratives, but sometimes these narratives can become traps that are hard to escape. When you recognize that your mind is running on autopilot, it is a chance to gently intervene. Remind yourself that you are not your thoughts. You have the power to choose what to focus on. This empowering realization can be the key to unlocking a calmer state of mind. It is like finding a switch in your brain that, when turned on, dims the intensity of those looping thoughts and allows a more peaceful inner light to shine through. Over time, with regular practice, you can train your mind to respond differently to the triggers that usually set off these mental traps. The more you engage in these mindful practices, the more natural they become, until one day you might notice that your mind is much quieter and more receptive to peace. This is not about erasing all thoughts, but about cultivating a space where calm and clarity have room to grow. With each deep breath and every moment of mindful awareness, you are building a new habit, a habit of choosing peace over chaos, relaxation over stress, and calm over distraction. The journey to escaping these hidden mind traps is one of self-discovery and patience. It is important to be gentle with yourself along the way. There may be nights when the traps feel too strong, but remember that each attempt is a step toward greater control and peace. In time, you will find that the strategies you have learned begin to weave together into a natural, relaxing rhythm. The tricks that once controlled your thoughts will lose their power as you reclaim your ability to guide your mind. This journey, though gradual, is one of the most rewarding paths you can take toward improving your sleep and overall well-being. Ultimately, understanding and overcoming these mind trap secrets is about empowerment. It is about realizing that your mind, with all its intricate patterns and habits, can be guided gently toward a state of calm. The power lies within you to break free from the cycles of stress and worry, and to allow your thoughts to flow into a peaceful, restorative sleep. Each night becomes an opportunity to practice these techniques, to notice the small victories, and to build a stronger, more resilient mind. With time, you will see that the mind traps that once held you captive are no longer as strong as they were, replaced by a new habit of calm and clarity that supports your journey to better sleep. Embrace this process with patience and kindness, knowing that every effort you make is a step towards a more peaceful, relaxed, and fulfilling life. Your mind has the power to change, to quiet the noise, and to allow tranquility to fill its space. And as you let go of the stress and tension that have held you back, you open the door to a night filled with rest, rejuvenation, and the promise of a fresh, new day. 2. Sleep manipulation tactics. Have you ever closed your eyes at night, thinking you were in control of your thoughts, only to slowly drift into sleep without even realizing what changed? That gentle shift from wakefulness to rest often doesn't happen by chance. Many psychological techniques quietly shape this process without you even knowing. These are subtle sleep manipulation tactics that influence your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings to prepare your mind and body for sleep. You might not notice them, but they work in the background, like soft whispers guiding you into rest. These methods are not loud or forceful. Instead, they gently adjust your inner state, making sleep feel like the only natural thing left to do. The human brain is always processing information, even when you are lying down with your eyes closed. Certain tactics use this fact to nudge your brain in a calm direction. For example, repetition is a powerful tool. When you hear the same slow, soothing words or sounds again and again, your brain starts to respond by slowing down. It's like your mind is being softly rocked, just like a child in a cradle. You may not be aware of the exact moment it happens, but your thoughts begin to stretch out and your breathing becomes deeper. This repetition slowly moves your mind away from busy thoughts and into a quieter space. Another common tactic is suggestion. When your brain is relaxed, even slightly sleepy, it becomes more open to new ideas. Soft, gentle suggestions spoken in a calming voice can help your mind believe that sleep is coming. You may hear phrases like "let go" or "you are safe," repeated in a kind tone. These phrases are more than just words. They act like keys, unlocking a deeper level of trust and comfort inside you. As your mind begins to accept those suggestions, your body naturally follows. Your muscles relax, your heart rate slows, and your mind starts to drift. The more you hear these types of positive cues, the more your body and mind start to believe in them and act on them. Environmental control is another part of these sleep manipulation tactics. Think about the space you are in. Is it quiet? Is the lighting low and soft? All these elements are carefully chosen in well-produced sleep content because they affect how your brain feels. A dark background, soft lights, and a calm voice. All of these help lower mental resistance. When there is less for your senses to focus on, your mind doesn't have to work so hard. This lack of stimulation is key. It gives your brain the signal that there is no danger, no task to complete, and nothing to worry about. It's safe to let go. Safe to fall asleep. One of the most powerful aspects of these tactics is their use of routine. Your brain loves patterns and habits. If every night you follow the same gentle steps, turning off the lights, playing soft music, hearing familiar, calming words, your brain begins to link these things to sleep. Over time, just starting this routine can make your body begin to relax automatically. The routine becomes a signal. It tells your brain that sleep is near. This quiet repetition forms a kind of psychological path, and each night you walk it, it becomes easier to reach the end, where sleep waits gently. Visualization is another tool often used in these techniques. Imagine being guided to picture a peaceful place, a quiet forest, a soft beach, a starry sky. As you picture it in your mind, your body begins to respond as if it were real. Your heart slows, your breath deepens, and you start to feel calm. This effect is not magic. It is your brain responding to mental images the same way it would to real ones. When you combine this with soft music and a gentle voice, your brain starts to believe it is in that peaceful place. It begins to let go of the day's worries. Your mind becomes still and sleep becomes easier. Many of these tactics also rely on removing the sense of time. When you are focused on the clock or counting the minutes you've been lying awake, sleep feels far away. But when the voice you hear in your ear slows down time, when each word is spaced out and nothing is rushed, your mind stops paying attention to how long you've been trying to fall asleep. This loss of time is important. It removes pressure. It creates a space where nothing needs to happen right away, which is perfect for sleep to settle in naturally. Some content also uses rhythmic sounds like soft ocean waves or slow heartbeats. These rhythms mimic the body's own patterns when it is at rest. When you hear them, your body slowly begins to match them. Your heartbeat slows down. Your breathing becomes deeper. These subtle shifts help your body transition into the slower rhythm of sleep. These tactics may sound simple, but they are carefully chosen for how the brain reacts to them. It's like creating a perfect setting for sleep, one that gently shuts off the noise inside your mind. Even the tone of the voice matters. A calm, steady voice, not too loud or too soft, helps build trust. It creates a feeling of safety. When someone speaks slowly and kindly, your brain reacts by letting down its guard. You feel less alert, less defensive. This is especially important at night when your brain may still be reacting to the stresses of the day. That gentle tone tells your mind that everything is okay now, that it is safe to rest. And when your brain believes that, the rest of you follows. These sleep manipulation tactics are not about control or trickery. They're about guiding your mind in a direction that it already wants to go but sometimes struggles to reach. They are tools that support the natural process of rest. Sleep is not something you can force, but you can create the right conditions for it to happen. These methods quietly help remove the blocks, stress, noise, tension that get in the way. They do it with care, with softness, and with an understanding of how your brain works best. Understanding these tactics can help you work with them instead of against them. Once you start to notice how they influence your sleep, you can use them more consciously. You can build your own routines, create your own peaceful space, and choose the voices and sounds that help you feel most at ease. With time, these techniques can become part of your natural sleep pattern. You will start to feel a sense of ease each night as your brain begins to shift into sleep mode more quickly and more deeply. So, the next time you lie down and feel the day's stress start to melt away, know that these gentle sleep manipulation tactics might be working quietly in the background. They are not loud, they are not flashy, but they are powerful in their own quiet way. They help your mind and body remember what it feels like to rest. And as you follow that gentle path into sleep, you'll begin to trust the process more and more, until sleep becomes something that comes easily, naturally, and peacefully each night. 3. Subconscious seduction cues. Have you ever felt your body begin to relax without you doing anything on purpose? Like the way your shoulders suddenly drop, or your breath slowly deepens, even though your mind still feels awake? That gentle shift into calm often doesn't start with a decision. It starts with subtle, almost invisible signals that work quietly behind the scenes. These are subconscious seduction cues, soft mental nudges that help guide your mind and body into a state of rest without needing effort. You don't have to notice them for them to work. They simply happen, helping you drift into a relaxed and peaceful state where sleep feels natural and close. These cues often begin with sound. The slow rhythm of a calming voice, soft music, or gentle background tones can all send messages directly to your subconscious. Your thinking mind might still be busy, but deep inside, something else is listening. A kind, soothing voice speaking slowly and clearly can send a signal of safety and peace. It tells your body, without using exact words, that it's okay to let go. When your subconscious feels safe, your body follows that signal. Your breath slows, your heartbeat softens, and even if your thoughts are still moving, the deeper parts of you start to ease into stillness. The use of familiar, comforting sounds, like the sound of rain, soft wind, or distant ocean waves, can also act as these subtle cues. They tap into deep parts of your memory where peace and calm are stored. You may not think about it on the surface, but your subconscious remembers how those sounds make you feel. It brings back feelings of comfort, of being cared for, of being far away from stress or pressure. These feelings gently pull you into the moment, away from busy thoughts, and toward rest. It feels easy, like something inside you knows exactly what to do, and all you need to do is allow it. Another way these cues work is through slow patterns. Repetition, when done gently, can lull your mind like a quiet lullaby. Hearing the same calming words or rhythms again and again helps train your mind to relax faster each time. You don't need to think about them or analyze them. Your subconscious picks up on the rhythm and begins to respond. It's as if your inner self says, "I've heard this before, and last time I felt calm." So it begins to prepare your body in the same way. Muscles soften, eyes feel heavier, the mind stops holding on so tightly. These cues also work visually, even with your eyes closed. Just the thought or image of a peaceful place, a quiet garden, a warm bed, a starlit sky, can act like a silent message to your subconscious. Guided imagery, when described in a gentle voice, can create a movie in your mind. You begin to see yourself in a soft, quiet space. You feel the ground beneath you. You imagine a cool breeze or the warmth of a blanket. And your body, responding to this inner world, begins to relax. Your subconscious doesn't need the place to be real. It simply needs to feel real. And that feeling is enough to help you let go. Sometimes the cues are even more subtle than sound or images. They come in the form of pauses, soft silences between words. A skilled guide knows how to use silence like a tool. Those quiet moments give your mind space, and in that space, your subconscious begins to settle. You are not being rushed, you are not being pushed, you are simply being led, softly and gently, toward stillness. The silence is not empty, it's full of calm, and your subconscious recognizes that. It takes the cue, slows down, and prepares you for sleep. Touch can also play a role even if it's just imagined. When you are invited to picture warmth on your skin or the gentle pressure of soft sheets, your mind can almost feel it. These imagined sensations speak to the part of your brain that doesn't need logic. It just reacts. That imagined feeling becomes a real signal, telling your body it's time to relax. And when your body relaxes, your mind follows. Even the structure of the content you listen to is designed to speak to your subconscious. The slow beginning eases you in. The middle takes you deeper. And by the time you reach the end, the voice may be softer, the space between words longer, almost disappearing. This natural drop in energy mirrors the way your body prepares for deep sleep. You're not thinking about this as it happens, but your subconscious is aware. It notices the pattern, and it responds. One of the most powerful subconscious cues is trust. When the voice guiding you is steady, calm, and kind, your subconscious begins to feel safe. You may not even realize how important this feeling is, but deep down, your mind is always scanning for danger, for noise, for anything that might need attention. When nothing comes, when everything is soft, calm, and quiet, your subconscious gets the message. Everything is okay. And in that state of peace, your whole being begins to shift into rest. These subconscious seduction cues don't try to force you to sleep. They simply clear the path. They remove the noise, soften the edges of your thoughts, and invite you into a slower rhythm. They are patient and kind. They don't need you to try harder. They need you to try less. That's how they work. Quietly, gently, effectively. So next time you close your eyes and begin to hear that calm voice or those soft background sounds, let yourself lean into them. Trust the process. Know that there are deep, quiet parts of your mind listening, even if you're not aware. These parts remember safety. They remember calm. And when they are reminded of those feelings, your entire system starts to respond. You don't have to think your way into sleep. You just have to allow it. These subconscious cues will take care of the rest, quietly guiding you to the peaceful rest your body and mind deserve. 4. Hidden cognitive triggers. Have you ever noticed how sometimes, without even trying, your mind starts to feel calm? It might be something small, a gentle sound, a quiet memory, or a certain way someone speaks. These small, unnoticed moments can carry more power than we realize. They work in the background, gently shifting how we feel without needing our full attention. These are hidden cognitive triggers. They are quiet mental signals that help guide your thoughts, slowly and gently, into a more peaceful space where sleep can come naturally and easily. The mind is always active. Even when we try to relax, there's often a part of us still thinking, still holding on to something from the day. But hidden cognitive triggers don't ask us to stop thinking. Instead, they help change the direction of our thoughts. Think of it like standing at a fork in the road. One path leads to more stress and worry, the other leads to calm and stillness. These hidden triggers quietly point your mind toward the calm path. You may not even notice it happening, but slowly your thoughts start to shift. They become softer, quieter, less sharp. These triggers can be found in sounds. For example, a slow, soft voice speaking in a calm rhythm can signal safety to your brain. Without needing to understand the words, your mind begins to feel that it can relax. The voice doesn't rush. It doesn't press. It simply flows in a steady, peaceful way. That rhythm becomes a signal, a gentle cue that tells your body it's okay to slow down. It's okay to release tension, and as your body softens, your mind starts to follow. Another hidden trigger is repetition. When certain words, sounds, or rhythms repeat gently, they help train your brain to relax. It's like a lullaby for your thoughts. The more you hear it, the more your mind recognizes it as something familiar and safe. Each time it repeats, it becomes easier to let go. You don't need to think hard. You don't need to try. These gentle patterns do the work for you. They lead you slowly, step by step, into stillness. Even simple suggestions can become powerful triggers when delivered softly and kindly. Phrases like, "let go," "breathe deeply," or "you're safe" may seem simple, but when spoken gently, they reach the deeper parts of your mind. These phrases are not commands, they are invitations. Your mind doesn't feel pushed or controlled. It feels guided, as if a trusted friend is walking beside you, and in this safe space, you naturally begin to feel calm. Triggers can also come from imagery. When you are asked to picture a quiet forest, a peaceful room, or the night sky, your mind starts to create that image. Even if only for a moment, your thoughts move away from stress and into that peaceful space. The image becomes a mental cue, softly guiding your emotions and helping your body relax. You don't need the place to be real. The feeling it brings is what matters. That feeling becomes the trigger for rest. Sometimes, the absence of sound can be just as powerful. A quiet pause between words or a moment of silence in a soft soundtrack can speak louder than any sentence. That silence becomes a space for your mind to rest. It signals that nothing needs to happen right now. There is no pressure, just stillness. And in that stillness, your thoughts begin to soften, your breath slows, and your whole body starts to settle into calm. Physical awareness can also act as a trigger. When you are gently reminded to feel the weight of your body, the softness of your bed, or the movement of your breath, your attention shifts. You are no longer caught up in thoughts or worries. You become grounded in the moment. This shift is quiet but powerful. It brings you out of your head and into your body, where peace is easier to find. Another quiet trigger is the feeling of being understood. When the voice guiding you seems to know what you're feeling, without judging, without rushing, you begin to trust it. That trust becomes a signal. It tells your brain it doesn't have to be alert or guarded. It can rest, it can soften, and from there, sleep becomes easier. Even the structure of the experience is a kind of hidden trigger. The way the story or journey is shaped, from a gentle start to a deeper middle to a soft, quiet ending, creates a path your mind can follow. As the voice slows and the energy softens, your subconscious picks up on the change. It mirrors it. It begins to slow, too. Your thoughts stretch out. They grow quieter, and without needing to do anything, you begin to feel sleep draw near. These cognitive triggers don't work through force. They work through gentle redirection. They speak to the quieter part of your mind that doesn't need to figure things out. That part simply responds. It follows the cues, the signals, the rhythms. And as it does, you feel your body sink deeper. You feel your thoughts grow lighter. And slowly, without effort, sleep becomes the next natural step. So, if you ever wonder why a certain voice, sound, or word makes you feel calm, remember, it's not magic. It's your mind responding to a soft signal, a hidden trigger that was always meant to guide you. You don't need to control it. You don't need to think your way there. Just let the cues work quietly in the background. Trust the process. Let your thoughts be gently guided toward rest. These small, unseen signals are your mind's way of saying, you are safe, you are calm, you can let go now. And in that letting go, peaceful sleep is waiting for you. 5. Unconscious persuasion techniques. Have you ever wondered how you sometimes find yourself drifting into a state of deep relaxation without even realizing it? There are gentle forces at work beneath your awareness that quietly guide your inner dialogue, making it easier to let go of the day's worries and slip into a smooth, peaceful sleep. These unconscious persuasion techniques are not about forcing you to feel a certain way. Rather, they work subtly in the background to shift your thoughts toward calmness and comfort. When you listen to a soft, steady voice or a gentle melody, your mind begins to relax even before you notice it. This quiet process happens automatically, steering your thoughts away from stress and into a space where sleep feels natural. Every day, your mind is filled with a constant stream of thoughts. Some of these thoughts are helpful, while others can build up stress and anxiety. Unconscious persuasion techniques take advantage of your mind's natural tendency to absorb information without much effort. They work like a gentle guide, nudging your inner dialogue in a direction that promotes relaxation. You might not be aware of these shifts because they are designed to be subtle, working below the level of your conscious thought. As you become more relaxed, your body responds with slower breathing, a calmer heartbeat, and a general sense of ease. This happens because your mind and body are deeply connected, and small changes in your thoughts can lead to significant changes in how you feel physically. Imagine the soothing sound of a soft voice speaking slowly and kindly, reminding you that you are safe and that it is time to let go of the day's concerns. This voice is not demanding or loud, it is gentle and supportive. It speaks to the deepest parts of your mind, helping to quiet the inner chatter that often keeps you awake. The power of these techniques lies in their ability to bypass the busy, analytical part of your brain and reach the core of your subconscious. In that space, you become more open to calm, and your mind can begin to settle into a more relaxed state. This process is not about tricking you or controlling you in any way. It is simply a way of working with your natural tendencies to help you unwind. When you are exposed to these gentle cues repeatedly, your mind starts to associate them with a feeling of safety and relaxation. Over time, the cues become like a familiar friend, one that you rely on to help ease you into sleep. It's similar to how you might feel when you hear a lullaby as a child. The soft rhythm and gentle melody can soothe you, even if you do not fully understand the words. The power of unconscious persuasion is that it uses simple, calming signals that your mind accepts without resistance. Your body responds to these signals naturally, allowing you to relax more easily. This quiet process helps to clear away the stress that is built up over the day, making space for sleep to take over. One of the key elements of these techniques is repetition. When you hear a particular phrase or sound over and over again in a gentle manner, your mind starts to tune into it. This repeated exposure acts as a signal that tells your brain it is time to relax. With every repetition, the cue becomes more deeply embedded in your subconscious, strengthening the association with calm and sleep. You might find that even when you are not actively thinking about it, the gentle repetition lingers in the background, quietly reminding you that it's time to let go and rest. This kind of subtle influence can be incredibly powerful over time, slowly shifting your entire mindset toward a more relaxed state. Another aspect of these unconscious persuasion techniques is the use of pacing and tone. A slow, steady cadence in the voice, with pauses that allow the message to sink in, can have a profound impact on your state of mind. When you hear such a voice, your mind does not feel rushed. It is given the time it needs to absorb the message, to relax, and to prepare for sleep. The calming effect of a steady pace is something that your subconscious understands instinctively. It is as if the gentle rhythm of the voice synchronizes with your own natural breathing, creating a harmonious flow that guides you deeper into relaxation. This synchronization is not forced. It happens naturally, as your mind and body begin to settle into a slower, more peaceful rhythm. Visual cues can also play an important role in these techniques. Even though you may have your eyes closed as you drift off, your mind often creates images based on what it has heard. Soft, dim lights, gentle patterns, or even the idea of a dark, soothing background can work in tandem with auditory cues to create a complete environment for relaxation. This multisensory approach reinforces the message that it is time to let go of the day's tension and welcome sleep. Your subconscious mind takes in all these cues together, sound, rhythm, and imagery, and they work as a whole to steer you toward a state of deep rest. It is important to note that these techniques work best when you allow them to be. There is no need to fight against the process or to try and force your mind to be quiet. Instead, you let the gentle cues do their work. Trust in the process, knowing that these methods are designed to work with your natural tendencies, not against them. The more you allow yourself to be guided by these unconscious persuasion techniques, the easier it becomes to slip into a peaceful state of mind without the struggle. With practice, you may find that your sleep becomes more restful, your mind feels clearer, and the stress of the day seems to melt away more quickly. In the end, the power of these techniques lies in their simplicity. They do not require you to change who you are or to force your thoughts into a rigid pattern. Instead, they gently nudge you toward a state of calm by working with the natural rhythms of your mind and body. As you continue to use these subtle cues, you may begin to notice that falling asleep becomes easier, and the quality of your rest improves. You might even start to feel more refreshed and rejuvenated each morning, ready to face the day with a sense of calm and confidence. By embracing these unconscious persuasion techniques, you are giving yourself the gift of peaceful sleep. You are creating an environment where your mind is free to wander gently toward rest, leaving behind the distractions and stresses of the day. In this quiet space, your thoughts are allowed to settle, and your body can relax fully. It is a journey that happens naturally, one that is built on trust, repetition, and a deep understanding of how your mind works. With time, you may find that these gentle methods become a regular part of your routine, helping you to achieve the deep, restorative sleep that you deserve. 6. Dark mood shifters. Have you ever felt trapped in a loop of heavy thoughts right before bed, unable to turn off your mind? It's a common experience. Those quiet moments before sleep often become the loudest in our minds. The feelings we avoid during the day tend to surface at night, making it difficult to relax and rest. That's where dark mood shifters quietly come into play. These powerful techniques are designed to gently shift your emotional state, helping you move away from negative energy and slowly guiding you toward a calm and peaceful space within. Without you even realizing it, your mood begins to soften, your breathing becomes slower, and the tight grip of stress starts to ease. Dark mood shifters don't try to erase your emotions. Instead, they give them space to change. Like clouds that pass across the night sky, your emotions are allowed to be there, but they are not in control anymore. These methods help turn the storm of stress into a gentle breeze. Through calming sounds, soft tones, and guided thought patterns, you are gently invited to release the emotional weight you've been carrying all day. There's no force, no pressure, just a kind nudge toward peace. And the beauty of it is, the more you allow this shift, the easier it becomes to welcome rest into your body and mind. One of the most effective ways dark mood shifters work is by focusing your attention in a softer, more open direction. You may hear a voice slowly guiding your thoughts away from the sharp edge of anxiety and into a space of comfort. Maybe it's a sentence like, "You've done enough for today," or "It's safe to let go now." These simple words hold deep power. When they're spoken gently, at the right moment, they can help unlock tight emotions and allow you to settle down. Your body responds without effort. Your shoulders drop slightly, your jaw unclenches, and the tension you didn't even know you were holding begins to melt away. Another part of these mood-shifting techniques involves helping you feel understood. Sometimes, all it takes is feeling seen, even if it's just by a soft voice through your headphones. That voice might acknowledge your feelings without judgment. It might say something like, "It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel overwhelmed." That simple recognition helps you stop fighting your emotions, and in that quiet acceptance, your mood begins to shift on its own. You stop carrying the weight, and instead, you allow yourself to breathe deeper, to slow down, to unwind. These dark mood shifters are not just about comfort, they are also about safety. When your nervous system feels safe, your mind naturally relaxes. These methods use tone, timing, and pacing to create a feeling of emotional safety. There's a rhythm to the words, a softness to the sound that tells your body it's okay to rest. The mind doesn't need to stay alert anymore. The thoughts that once felt so loud and heavy begin to quiet down, like waves becoming still after a storm. Many of these techniques work best when they're not direct. They don't always say, "Calm down," or "Stop feeling this way." Instead, they lead you gently with suggestions and comforting phrases. For example, a voice might describe a peaceful place, a forest, a quiet lake, or a soft field. Your mind goes there without trying. It paints the scene. You feel the peace in the description. You breathe slower. Your heartbeat follows. And just like that, your emotions have shifted. You didn't force it. You didn't even try. You just followed the voice, and it led you somewhere softer. Dark mood shifters also make space for silence. Silence is often where the healing happens. Between the words, between the breaths, there's a pause. In that pause, your mind gets a moment of stillness. That moment allows you to hear yourself differently. Not the loud, stressed part of you, but the calm voice underneath. And that voice gently says, "You're okay." That's the moment your emotions begin to reset. It's subtle, but it's powerful. The quiet becomes your friend, not something to be afraid of. When used over time, these techniques can become part of your sleep rhythm. Just like how your body knows it's time to sleep when it gets dark, your mind begins to recognize these soft cues as signals to let go. A certain tone, a particular pace of speaking, or a familiar phrase, these things begin to trigger calm. They shift your mood so smoothly, you barely notice it happening. You just feel better. You feel softer. You feel ready. Dark mood shifters work with your emotions, not against them. They invite peace in rather than pushing fear away. It's a quiet, kind process. You don't have to try hard or be perfect. You just listen. You allow it, and slowly, your emotions settle. Your mind slows. Your body follows. And you drift into the kind of rest that heals. As you lie there, hearing those gentle words and feeling the calm settle over you, remember that your emotions are not your enemy. They are signals. And with the right tools like these soft, powerful shifters, you can learn to listen to them, feel them, and then let them pass. Just like the night gives way to morning, your stress can give way to peace. All you have to do is follow the voice, trust the process, and allow the quiet to come. Sleep is not something you need to chase. It will come to you, slowly and gently, like a friend taking your hand and leading you home. 7. Neurological sleep hacks. Have you ever wondered why your body sometimes feels tired, but your mind stays wide awake? It's almost like they're not working together, even though they're part of the same system. This quiet mismatch between the body and the mind can make it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep. But what if there were small, gentle ways to help the brain and body reconnect at night? That's where neurological sleep hacks come in. These are not loud tricks or difficult steps. They're soft insights. Little things you can do that speak directly to your brain in the language it understands, helping it send out the signals that say, "It's time to rest." Your brain has its own rhythm, a natural cycle that controls your sleep and wake patterns. These patterns are not random. They are shaped by everything from light exposure and body temperature to how you think and what you feel. When something disrupts this rhythm, your sleep can feel out of sync. But when you gently guide your brain back to its natural timing, sleep becomes easier, deeper, and more peaceful. These neurological sleep hacks are designed to help your brain remember what it already knows: how to sleep well. One of the most powerful yet simple tricks is working with light. The brain responds deeply to light and darkness. When the sun sets, the brain starts producing melatonin, a natural signal that it's time to slow down. But screens, bright lamps, and even overhead lights can confuse that signal. A simple sleep hack is to dim your lights slowly as the evening goes on. Let your environment tell your brain it's nighttime. That soft signal starts the sleep process long before your head hits the pillow. Another gentle method is through breathing. Your breath is connected directly to your brain's nervous system. Fast breathing sends a message of alertness. But slow, even breathing tells the brain, "You're safe. You can rest." Something as simple as breathing in for 4 counts and out for 6 can slow your heart rate and calm your thoughts. It's not magic, it's science, wrapped in a peaceful practice. When done in a quiet room, with soft background sounds, it becomes a neurological message, guiding your brain gently toward rest. Temperature is another quiet helper. Your brain sleeps better when your body is just a little cooler than usual. Taking a warm shower before bed may seem like it would make you hotter, but it actually helps. As your body cools down afterward, it sends a signal to the brain that mimics the natural drop in temperature that happens when you sleep. That cooling down tells your brain it's time to go into rest mode. Even using light blankets or adjusting your room temperature can have a calming effect on your entire system. But neurological sleep hacks are not just about the body, they also work with how you think. Your brain has a pattern of firing thoughts, like little sparks, lighting up different areas. If your mind is racing, your brain thinks it needs to stay awake. A quiet trick to stop this is to give your brain a soft task. Something simple and repetitive. For example, silently counting backward from 100, or repeating a calming word like peace or safe. These actions gently occupy your brain just enough to keep the racing thoughts away, while still allowing it to wind down. Even the position of your body can influence your brain's rest signals. Lying on your back with your arms by your side or over your stomach helps your muscles release. When your body is not tense, your brain stops receiving alert messages from your muscles. It's a soft conversation between body and mind that says, "We're okay. We can sleep now." These small body adjustments might seem simple, but they create a powerful calming effect on your nervous system. Sound plays a role too. The brain reacts to sound constantly, even when you're asleep. A quiet background hum, like white noise, gentle rain, or a calming voice, can help mask sudden sounds that would otherwise wake you. More than that, a consistent sound pattern helps the brain relax. It's like a lullaby for your neurons. Steady, safe, and familiar. When your brain hears that sound, night after night, it begins to associate it with rest. That's how sleep becomes a pattern, not a struggle. One more soft hack is related to what you think right before bed. The thoughts you carry into sleep can shape the quality of your rest. A peaceful thought becomes a peaceful night. You don't need to fix every worry. You just need to choose a kind thought to end your day. Something like, "I've done enough for today," or "I can rest now." Repeating this gently, like a whisper to yourself, calms your emotional brain, which is often louder than your logical brain at night. These neurological sleep hacks are not difficult, and they don't require special tools. They are simple, quiet actions, rooted in how your brain and body naturally work. They help you move with your biology, not against it. And in doing so, they open the door to deeper, more healing sleep. Over time, the more you practice these small shifts, the more your brain learns to relax easily. Your sleep becomes smoother. Your mood becomes softer. And your mind becomes a calmer place to be. You're not forcing anything. You're simply learning to speak your brain's language, and that language is gentle, rhythmic, and peaceful. These soft signals, when repeated with care, turn into habits that restore you every night. Sleep becomes not just a pause in the day, but a kind of return. A return to stillness. A return to peace. A return to yourself. 8. Emotion control signals. Have you ever noticed how even the smallest feeling can stay with you long after the day ends? A brief worry, a short moment of frustration, or even just a strange thought can sit quietly in the background, growing louder as everything else goes quiet. This is something many people experience. Our emotions don't always turn off when the day is over. But what if there were gentle, quiet signals that could guide those emotions toward calm? What if the same way we turn off the lights to rest, we could dim the brightness of our feelings too? That's the quiet magic of emotion control signals. These signals are not loud, not obvious. They don't force you to feel differently. Instead, they softly guide your mind to a place of emotional balance. A place where feelings don't take over, but rather find their place and slowly settle. These signals can come from thoughts, actions, or even the way we breathe. And when used with care, they create a space where rest becomes easier. Your mind, once full of movement, finds a soft landing. Your feelings, once tangled, begin to loosen. It starts with noticing how you feel without trying to change it. When you gently observe an emotion, like sadness, worry, or irritation, you stop feeding it with more energy. You simply say to yourself, "I see this feeling," and in doing so, you create a little space between you and the emotion. That space is important. It gives your mind the chance to respond instead of react. And in that space, calmness begins to grow. Breathing is a powerful emotional signal. When we are upset or anxious, our breath becomes shallow and quick. But if we choose to breathe slowly, deeply, and with intention, the body sends a signal to the brain that says, "It's safe now." This simple act, breathe in gently, breathe out slowly, can quiet a storm inside without needing to say a word. It's like speaking to your feelings in a language they understand, not with logic or arguments, but with softness and rhythm. Another subtle cue is physical comfort. Wrapping yourself in a blanket, dimming the lights, or lying in a peaceful position can all send signals to your brain that comfort is near. These small acts calm the senses, which in turn calm the feelings. Your emotions often follow the state of your body. When your body feels cared for, your feelings begin to shift in the same direction. So it's not about solving your emotions, it's about gently guiding them through comfort and care. Sound plays a quiet but powerful role too. A soft melody, a calming voice, or even the gentle sound of nature can signal to your emotional mind that it can rest. Sounds like these remind you that you are in a safe space. They act like a lullaby for your feelings, not to make them disappear, but to ease them into silence. It's not about distraction, it's about soothing. Just like a child is calmed by a gentle voice, your emotions are calmed by sound that feels familiar and kind. Sometimes, one of the strongest emotional signals comes from your own words. The thoughts you repeat to yourself, even silently, shape your emotional state. Saying something kind, like, "It's okay to rest now," or "I've done enough for today," is more than just talk. These words become signals to your heart. When spoken softly and repeatedly, they begin to shape the way you feel. Over time, your mind learns to listen. These soft thoughts become habits, and these habits become peace. Another gentle trick is using touch. Placing your hand over your heart or lightly holding your arm can calm your nervous system. These actions may seem small, but they speak to your emotional brain in a powerful way. It's like offering yourself comfort from the inside out. This kind of self-touch tells your mind you're supported, and often that's exactly what your feelings need to hear. Letting go of emotional pressure doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means allowing them to move. Many people hold on tightly to thoughts and emotions without realizing it. But when we allow emotions to rise and fall like waves, they lose their power to control us. You don't have to figure everything out before bed. You only need to allow space for your emotions to settle. That space is often enough to begin the process of peace. As you move through your evening routine, think of each small action as a signal. Dimming the lights? That's a cue for peace. Slowing your breath? That's a message of safety. Speaking kindly to yourself? That's a soft reminder that you are allowed to let go. These signals don't need to be loud to be powerful. They just need to be consistent and caring. Over time, these emotional cues form a pattern, and your brain, always looking for patterns, begins to associate them with rest. You teach yourself, slowly but surely, that night is a time for calm. Those feelings don't need to be fixed all at once. They only need to be gently held. And in this holding, something begins to shift. The mind becomes quieter. The heart becomes lighter. And sleep becomes easier. So tonight, as you prepare for rest, listen for the soft, emotional signals. Feel the way your breath slows. Notice the comfort around you. Speak gently to yourself. These are not big actions, but they create big changes. They help you unwind from the day. They remind your mind that it's okay to feel, and also okay to relax. And in that quiet understanding, peace begins. Sleep follows, and your night becomes a place of healing, softness, and calm. 9. Relaxation reinforcement methods. What if relaxing wasn't just something that happened to you by chance, but something you could train your body and mind to do more easily, more often, and more deeply? Relaxation is not only a state we reach by accident after a long day. It can become a habit, a gentle, familiar path that your mind and body learn to follow, even when stress and thoughts try to hold on. This idea might feel new, but it's simple. The same way we learn to walk or write or speak through repetition and care, we can also learn how to relax, just by doing it in small ways, again and again. Think about the things you do every day without effort. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, making your bed, or locking the door when you leave the house. These things became automatic because you did them often. Relaxation can be the same. You can teach your body to let go. You can teach your thoughts to slow down. And this happens not through big changes, but through small, gentle signals that you repeat over time. A good place to start is with something very simple. Your breath. Every time you take a slow, deep breath, you are sending a message to your body and brain that it's time to calm down. If you make this a habit, even just once or twice during the day, your body will start to recognize it. Soon, that one breath becomes a signal, and your body begins to relax on its own. The breath becomes more than air. It becomes a doorway to peace. Another method is creating a small ritual that your mind links with rest. This could be something as soft as lighting a candle, playing gentle music, or taking a few moments to stretch before bed. These small actions might seem unimportant, but when done regularly, they become powerful cues. They gently remind your body and brain, it's time to let go now. Over time, your system begins to respond to them automatically. Just like when you hear your favorite lullaby and feel comfort, your brain starts to link these habits with rest. You might also find that certain words repeated quietly to yourself begin to carry a deep sense of calm. Words like ease, soften, or release can become anchors. Each time you say them, you drop into a softer space. If you practice this regularly, these words become more than sounds. They become soothing instructions your body understands. Repeating them gently each night creates a peaceful rhythm that your nervous system begins to expect. Touch can also help strengthen your ability to relax. Something as simple as placing your hand on your chest or gently rubbing your palms together can signal comfort. These small actions speak directly to the part of your brain that watches for safety. When it feels safe, it lets go of tension. It lets go of worry. It gives you permission to relax. The key is to do these things not just once, but regularly. Repeating them builds a strong, reliable path to calm. Even your environment plays a role. When you shape your space with care, turning off bright lights, choosing calming colors, reducing noise, you are reinforcing relaxation through your surroundings. Your senses take in those changes and respond with softness. The more often your brain sees these signs, the faster it relaxes the next time. It learns what rest looks like, sounds like, and feels like. Writing can be another useful method. Before sleep, jotting down a few thoughts, worries, or things you're grateful for helps your brain organize what it has been carrying. This simple act tells your mind, you don't need to hold on to this all night. When done regularly, this becomes a habit of release. And release is the first step toward deep rest. Movement is part of this too. A short walk, a few gentle stretches, or even a bit of quiet swaying can help clear your energy. When we move with care, we shift what we feel. We guide the body out of stress and into softness. These physical habits reinforce the emotional ones. The body supports the mind. The mind supports the body. Over time, all of these small actions become a pattern, and your brain is always looking for patterns. It notices when you repeat something, again and again. It remembers what brings peace, and soon, what once felt like effort begins to feel natural. Relaxation no longer feels like a special event. It becomes something your whole system leans into without thinking. These methods don't need to be done perfectly. There's no right or wrong way. The only thing that matters is that they're done with care and done often. It's not about control. It's about kindness. It's about giving yourself the chance to let go, a little at a time. And every time you do, that path toward rest becomes a little clearer, a little smoother, a little easier to follow. So even if your day was long, even if your mind is full, these small habits are always here. They wait quietly until you return to them, and when you do, they guide you back to yourself, back to a calm mind, back to a body that feels safe, back to rest. Let these methods be your quiet tools, Let them carry you towards sleep, not with force, but with softness. Because relaxation is not something you chase. It's something you create. Slowly, gently, and with care. And every night you return to these simple acts, you are reminding your mind and body how to rest. And in that space, deep sleep becomes not only possible, but natural. 10. Mind reset strategies. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the endless stream of thoughts that make it hard to relax at night? When the mind seems stuck in a loop of worries and stress, it can be challenging to find a peaceful moment to sleep. Fortunately, there are simple, clear, and effective techniques that can help you reset your mind and break free from the burden of stress. These mind reset strategies work quietly in the background, gently guiding your thoughts away from chaos and toward calmness so that you can experience a deep, restorative sleep. One way to begin resetting your mind is by simply taking a few slow, deep breaths. As you breathe in, allow your body to fill with fresh, calming air, and as you exhale, let go of the tension that has built up throughout the day. This simple act of focusing on your breath not only slows down your heart rate, but also clears the mental clutter that often prevents you from relaxing. With each deep breath, you create a space in your mind where stress can slowly dissolve, paving the way for a peaceful state of rest. Along with deep breathing, practicing mindfulness is another key strategy to help reset your mind. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, observing your thoughts without judgment, and letting them pass like clouds in a clear sky. When you practice mindfulness, you give yourself permission to step back from the constant chatter in your head. Instead of getting caught in the cycle of negative thoughts, you learn to observe them calmly, allowing them to fade away on their own. This simple shift in focus can have a remarkable effect, transforming a busy, troubled mind into one that is quiet and receptive to rest. A further way to reset your mind is to engage in a brief, calming activity before bed. Something as simple as listening to soft music, reading a few pages of a gentle book, or even writing down a few thoughts in a journal. These activities serve as signals to your brain that it is time to slow down and let go of the day's stress. They act like a gentle reset button, gradually switching your mind from a state of alertness to one of calm readiness for sleep. In one addition, many find that creating a consistent sleep routine helps reinforce these mind reset strategies. When you go to bed at the same time every night and follow a familiar pattern, your brain begins to associate these actions with rest. Over time, this routine builds a strong link between the end of your day and the onset of calm, making it easier for your mind to naturally transition into sleep. Even the simple act of dimming the lights or turning off screens a little while before bed can make a significant difference. When your environment signals that it's time for sleep, your mind follows suit. Another effective approach to resetting your mind is through visualization. By closing your eyes and imagining a peaceful, serene place, a quiet beach, a lush garden, or a calm mountain lake, you can create a mental image that replaces anxious thoughts with calming scenery. This visualization practice engages your senses in a gentle way, letting your mind wander in a space of peace and tranquility. The more vividly you can picture this scene, the more real the calming effect becomes, slowly washing away the stress that has accumulated in your thoughts. In addition, you can use positive affirmations as part of your mind reset strategy. Simple phrases such as, "I am calm," "I am at peace," or "I deserve to rest now," repeated in a soft tone can help shift your inner dialogue. Over time, these affirmations work as gentle reminders that you have the power to let go of stress. They encourage your mind to focus on positive, nurturing thoughts rather than spiraling into negativity. This practice is like planting seeds of calm in the fertile ground of your mind, which then grow into a sense of reassurance and tranquility. Physical movement can also be a helpful tool in resetting your mind. Gentle stretches, a few minutes of yoga, or even a slow walk can release physical tension that contributes to mental stress. When your body feels looser and more relaxed, your mind naturally follows, and the overwhelming pressure begins to lift. Even small movements before bed can act as a bridge between the active day and a peaceful night, allowing your thoughts to settle and your body to prepare for rest. It's also valuable to take a moment to disconnect from external distractions. Constant exposure to screens, noisy environments, or stressful conversations can keep your mind in a state of heightened alertness. By creating a quiet space for yourself, even if it's just for a few minutes, you allow your mind to reset without the interference of external stimuli. Turning off devices, closing your eyes, and simply sitting in silence can give your brain the chance it needs to transition from wakefulness to sleep. The goal of these mind reset strategies is not to eliminate all thoughts, but to create an environment where your mind can find balance. It's about training your brain to recognize when it's time to switch off the busy chatter and let calmness take over. Every small action, every deep breath, every moment of silence, every positive word builds upon the last, creating a gentle, consistent pattern that leads to a peaceful night's sleep. These methods are not drastic or complicated. They are simple and natural. They work with your body's natural rhythms and with the way your brain processes information, guiding you into a state of relaxation that is both deep and restorative. As you practice these techniques regularly, you will likely notice that your mind becomes less cluttered with stressful thoughts and more open to rest.
Over time, the process of resetting your mind becomes almost automatic, a quiet habit that gently paves the way for a calm, deep sleep. In this journey toward peaceful rest, every moment you take to care for your mind is a step toward better
health and greater well-being. Embracing these mind reset strategies is a kind gesture to yourself, a way to honor your need for rest, to acknowledge that you deserve to let go of the day's stress, and to allow yourself the gift of sleep. So, as you settle into your evening routine, remember that each deep breath, each moment of mindfulness, and each positive thought is a building block for a calm and peaceful mind. Let these gentle strategies guide you to a place where stress fades away and sleep comes naturally, leaving you refreshed and ready to embrace a new day. 11. Brainwave adjustment tricks. Have you ever wondered what happens inside your brain when you start to feel sleepy? It's more than just your body slowing down. Your brain itself begins to shift. These shifts are not random. They're guided by something very specific. Brainwave patterns. Throughout the day, your brain moves through different types of brainwaves depending on what you're doing. When you're alert, the waves move fast. When you're calm or asleep, they slow down. The key to relaxing deeply and falling asleep smoothly often lies in learning how to gently guide those brainwaves from high activity to calm rhythm. That's where brainwave adjustment tricks come in. These tricks aren't loud or dramatic. In fact, they often happen so subtly that you don't even notice them. But slowly, gently, they begin to calm your mind. One of the most natural ways to adjust your brainwaves is through sound. Soft, steady rhythms, like the gentle hum of white noise, the distant sound of rain, or soft music with slow, consistent beats can lead your brain to slow down. It's almost as if the brain mirrors what it hears. If the sound is calm, your thoughts begin to calm too. This is not magic. It's something your brain is wired to do. Listening to these types of calming sounds can help your brain shift from alert, fast-moving waves into slower ones that are linked to deep rest and sleep. Another powerful but gentle brainwave trick is something as simple as breathing. Slow, deep breathing does more than relax your muscles. It also changes your brain's rhythm. Each slow breath sends a message to your brain that it's okay to relax now. With every exhale, you can feel your thoughts getting a little softer, a little quieter. Over time, this steady breathing rhythm becomes like a soft wave carrying your mind toward stillness. Breathing is always with you, so it becomes one of the most reliable tools you can use to influence your brain without effort. Visualization is another gentle but effective brainwave tool. When you close your eyes and imagine a peaceful place, maybe a quiet lake, a cozy forest, or a room filled with soft light, your brain begins to respond as if you're really there. Your heart slows, your breath evens out, and your brain waves begin to shift. You might start the process feeling alert and restless, but after just a few minutes of focused imagination, your mind starts to quiet down. you begin to feel lighter, more still. This technique works because your brain doesn't always know the difference between something real and something deeply imagined. When you create peaceful scenes in your mind, your brain responds with calm. Even certain physical movements, especially gentle and repetitive ones, can help adjust your brain waves. A slow stretch, a gentle sway, or even the act of lying down, in the same peaceful way every night, these physical patterns send signals to your brain. They say, "It's time to rest." Over time, these simple habits train your brain to respond by shifting into slower, more peaceful waves. The body and the brain speak to each other quietly, without words. When your body moves calmly, your brain follows that lead. Another helpful method involves touch and texture. Wrapping yourself in soft blankets, resting your head on a cool pillow, or even using something with a gentle weight can all signal to your brain that safety and comfort are present. That feeling of comfort helps trigger your brain to slow down. These aren't complicated tools. They're things you already have in your daily life. But when used with intention, they become powerful ways to influence how your mind moves into stillness. Stillness itself is one of the most overlooked brainwave tricks. Simply sitting or lying in silence for a few minutes before bed, without screens, noise, or even conversation, allows your brain to naturally shift. Silence might feel empty at first, especially if you're used to busy environments. But inside that quiet, your brain begins to let go of the day. The more often you give your brain this kind of break, the more quickly it learns to settle into those slow, deep brain waves that lead to sleep. You can also use repetition as a brainwave cue. Repeating a soft phrase, a gentle word, or a calming sound over and over again works like a rhythm. Whether you softly say the word calm or think of a short, peaceful phrase with each breath, your mind begins to tune into that repeated signal. Repetition helps the brain feel safe. And when your brain feels safe, it lets go of alertness and begins to rest. All of these tricks have something important in common. They are natural, quiet, and deeply human. They don't force your brain to change. They invite it. And that invitation is often all it takes. Your mind, after all, wants rest. It wants peace. The stress, the racing thoughts, the tension, those are just reactions to a busy world. But deep inside, your brain is wired to slow down when the time is right. With these gentle tools, you help it remember how. When you begin to use brainwave adjustment tricks regularly, you may notice a beautiful pattern forming. You start to fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer, and most importantly, you feel more at peace. That peace doesn't just stay in your sleep, it starts to show up in your day too. You become more centered, more calm, even when life gets busy. This is the true gift of understanding how to gently guide your brainwaves. So the next time you lie down to sleep, try one of these simple tricks. Play soft music, take slow breaths, picture a quiet scene, or just sit with stillness for a few minutes. Let your mind begin to shift without pressure. Let it glide toward peace. Over time, these gentle methods will become familiar to your brain, like a soft bedtime whisper reminding it that it's safe to relax, safe to let go, and safe to rest. And in that quiet, steady rhythm, sleep comes not as a struggle, but as a gentle return home. 12. Psychological sleep inducers. Have you ever noticed how just a small shift in your thoughts can change how you feel inside? One moment you're filled with tension, and the next, a peaceful idea settles into your mind like a soft cloud. This gentle movement of thought is not an accident. It's a process that follows the natural patterns of your brain, and when understood well, it can be used to guide you toward rest and sleep. These are known as psychological sleep inducers. Simple, mental techniques based on how the mind works. They don't push or force you to sleep. Instead, they help you open the door to it, naturally and quietly. Our minds respond to patterns. During the day, we respond to routines, expectations, and familiar signals. The same applies at night. Sleep. Inducers take advantage of this by gently sending your brain messages that it's time to slow down. These messages come in the form of thoughts, ideas, feelings, and even behaviors that we often don't think twice about. But when used with intention, they become a calm and quiet language that helps guide the mind away from stress and toward stillness. One of the simplest psychological inducers is called cognitive shifting. It works like this. When your mind is stuck in a loop, worrying about the day, overthinking, or holding on to stress, you gently lead it in a new direction. You don't argue with the thoughts or try to fight them. Instead, you invite your mind to focus on something neutral or calming. This could be the rhythm of your breath, the sound of a fan, or even the image of a peaceful place. At first, the stressful thoughts might try to return, but over time, with patience, your brain learns to follow the new path you've set. This small shift can break the cycle of tension and allow your body to start relaxing. Another gentle but powerful method is positive suggestion. This isn't about forcing happy thoughts. It's more like planting small seeds of calm. For example, saying to yourself, "I am safe," or "It's okay to rest now," helps your brain feel more settled. These phrases act like emotional signals. When repeated softly and slowly, especially just before sleep, they send a message to your inner world that it's time to let go. The brain listens, not because it's told to, but because these suggestions match the tone of rest. You might also try what's known as guided attention. This is when you slowly and gently focus your mind on one thing. It could be your breath, your body, or even a slow count from 1 to 10. The key is to stay gentle. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Just guide it back with kindness. This practice trains the brain to focus on the present, which lowers stress and prepares it for sleep. You're not trying to force yourself to fall asleep. You're simply creating the mental space where sleep can naturally come in. Emotions play a big role too. Often the thoughts that keep us awake are tied to feelings we haven't fully processed. That's why another psychological inducer involves quiet emotional release. This doesn't mean thinking deeply about every feeling, it just means allowing yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. Maybe it's tiredness, worry, sadness, or even happiness. Whatever it is, just naming it in your mind and letting it pass without pushing it away can be deeply calming. The mind wants to be heard. When you listen to it without pressure, it begins to relax. A common trick used in psychology to bring calm is creating a mental anchor. An anchor is something you associate with peace and safety. It could be a word, an image, or even a physical touch, like placing your hand on your chest. When you use this anchor consistently during moments of calm, your brain begins to connect it with rest. Then, when you use the anchor again at night, even during a stressful moment, your mind begins to remember the calm it's connected to. Slowly, it shifts into that peaceful state again. Another subtle but helpful method is reframing. This means looking at your thoughts in a different way. For example, instead of thinking, "I need to sleep or I'll be tired tomorrow," you gently change the thought to, "I'm resting now, and that's good for me." It may seem small, but this soft change in how you think can relax the pressure you put on yourself. When there's less pressure, your body finds it easier to let go and drift off. Even imagination has a place in sleep induction. Picture a peaceful scene, maybe a cabin in the woods, a gentle breeze at night, or the sound of waves brushing against the shore. Let yourself build this scene in your mind, not quickly, but slowly and with care. The more details you add, the more your brain starts to believe it's real. And when your brain feels like it's in a calm, safe place, your body naturally follows. The stress softens, your muscles loosen, and your breath deepens. All of these methods work with your brain, not against it. They speak the language of your thoughts and feelings, using gentle guidance instead of force. That's the beauty of psychological sleep inducers. They respect your mind's natural rhythm. Instead of trying to shut your brain off, they help it find its own way to quietness. With time and regular practice, these inducers begin to work faster. Your brain starts to recognize the signals. Your body remembers the patterns, sleep becomes something you welcome, not something you chase. You may still have busy days or restless nights, but now you carry a quiet set of tools with you. Tools built from understanding, not effort. So tonight, when you prepare to rest, try one of these gentle mental shifts. Speak softly to yourself. Guide your attention. Create a peaceful image. Let go of pressure. These are not tricks or shortcuts. They're acts of care, and each one brings your mind a little closer to the deep, healing sleep it truly needs. 13. Dream conditioning secrets. Have you ever woken up from a dream and felt like it was too real to be just a product of your imagination? That feeling of being transported to another world where everything seems vivid and alive can be both fascinating and unsettling. What if you could train your mind to create dreams that are calming, peaceful, and soothing, helping you transition into deep, restorative sleep with ease? This is the art of dream conditioning, a process that uses subtle techniques to guide your subconscious toward dreams that bring relaxation and calm instead of stress or anxiety. The concept of dream conditioning may seem like a far-off idea, something that belongs only in the realm of fiction, but in reality, it's a simple and powerful tool for improving your sleep quality. Our minds are deeply influenced by the thoughts and experiences we have during the day. What we think, feel, and experience is stored in our subconscious, which plays a huge role in shaping the dreams we have at night. By subtly guiding this process, we can create a more peaceful and enjoyable sleep experience. The first step in conditioning your dreams is creating the right mental environment before you even close your eyes. What you do in the hours leading up to sleep matters more than you might realize. If you've spent the day surrounded by stressful situations, negative thoughts, or emotional turmoil, these things will naturally find their way into your dreams. This is why it's important to consciously relax before bedtime. Practice calming techniques like deep breathing, gentle stretching, or even a short meditation to release any tension or anxiety that might be lingering in your body or mind. When you give yourself the opportunity to unwind fully, it becomes much easier for your mind to transition into a peaceful, calm state when you finally lay down to sleep. Another effective method for dream conditioning is visualization. Visualization is the process of creating mental images in your mind that you can focus on. The key here is to make these images soothing and peaceful, perhaps a tranquil beach, a beautiful forest, or a calm meadow. When you create these peaceful mental landscapes, your brain becomes familiar with these feelings of serenity, and they begin to influence the kinds of dreams you experience. This practice works by gently shaping the subconscious mind and creating a set of expectations for the type of dream experience you want to have. By focusing on these calming images before sleep, you set the tone for the dreams that follow. You can also use positive affirmations to influence the content of your dreams. These are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself before sleep, such as, "I will have peaceful dreams," or "Tonight, I will feel calm and rested." The power of affirmation lies in its ability to send clear, positive signals to your subconscious mind. These statements become internalized, creating a mental environment that is conducive to sleep. The more you practice affirmations, the more they will become a part of your nightly routine, guiding your dreams in a direction that promotes relaxation and tranquility. Incorporating calming sounds into your bedtime routine can also enhance the dream conditioning process. Soft, soothing sounds, such as gentle rain, the sound of waves, or soft instrumental music, help to lower the brain's stress levels and promote relaxation. These sounds create a calming atmosphere that helps the mind to let go of the day's worries, making it easier to transition into a peaceful sleep. You can choose sounds that resonate with you personally, finding a rhythm or melody that brings a sense of peace and calm. These sounds not only help you relax, but can also influence the type of dreams you experience by creating a peaceful backdrop for your subconscious mind to work with. Another technique for conditioning your dreams is the use of dream journaling. Dream journaling involves writing down your dreams as soon as you wake up, recording everything you can remember from the experience. This practice helps you become more aware of your dreams and can highlight any recurring themes or patterns. Over time, you can notice what kinds of thoughts, images, or experiences tend to trigger negative or stressful dreams, allowing you to address them and replace them with more peaceful, calming thoughts. Keeping a dream journal can also help you train your mind to remember positive dreams more vividly, reinforcing the habit of experiencing soothing and restful sleep. The power of intention plays a big role in dream conditioning as well. Before you fall asleep, take a moment to set a specific intention for your dreams. This can be something as simple as, "Tonight, I will dream of peaceful and relaxing places," or "I intend to feel calm and rested when I wake up." This intention acts as a gentle request to your subconscious mind, guiding it toward the type of dream experience you want to have. The more consistent you are with setting positive intentions before sleep, the more natural it becomes to experience dreams that align with your desires. Creating a bedtime routine that supports dream conditioning is another key factor in ensuring success. Consistency is important when it comes to sleep, and establishing a calming routine before bed can signal to your mind that it's time to relax and prepare for rest. This routine might include activities like reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing gentle yoga stretches. The more you establish these relaxing habits, the more your brain will begin to associate the pre-sleep routine with calmness and relaxation, making it easier for you to transition into sleep and experience soothing dreams. In some cases, people find that using aromatherapy can also enhance their dream conditioning practice. Scents like lavender, chamomile, or sandalwood are known for their calming properties, and incorporating them into your nighttime environment can help create a soothing atmosphere that promotes relaxation and peaceful dreams. Whether through essential oils, candles, or a diffuser, aromatherapy can provide an additional layer of relaxation that supports the dream conditioning process. Finally, be patient with yourself. Dream conditioning is not an instant process. It requires consistency, practice, and a willingness to let go of the pressures of the day. Over time, you will notice subtle changes in the quality of your dreams. They will become more peaceful, more calming, and more conducive to deep, restful sleep. You will begin to experience a shift in your subconscious, where the thoughts, images, and feelings you choose to focus on during the day begin to shape the dream world you enter at night. By incorporating these subtle but powerful techniques into your nightly routine, you can gently guide your mind toward a place of calmness, relaxation, and peaceful dreams. Dream conditioning isn't about controlling every aspect of your dreams, but about creating an environment that supports relaxation, so your mind can naturally ease into a peaceful sleep. The more you practice, the easier it will be to create the kind of restful sleep environment that you deserve, and the more restful your sleep will be. 14. Calming neural patterns. Have you ever tried to relax but found your mind racing with thoughts, making it almost impossible to unwind? It's frustrating, isn't it? The constant buzz in your head can feel like a barrier between you and the deep, restful sleep you need. But what if you could train your brain to settle into a calm, peaceful state whenever you need it? This is the power of calming neural patterns, a simple yet effective technique to promote relaxation and help your mind enter a state of calm, preparing you for a peaceful night's rest. Our brains are constantly processing information, making decisions, and reacting to the world around us. As a result, it can often feel like there's a constant stream of thoughts flowing through our minds, especially when it's time to sleep. These thoughts may be filled with stress, worries, or even excitement, which can prevent us from settling into a peaceful state of mind. However, the key to overcoming this is understanding how our brain works and how we can use this knowledge to encourage more calming neural patterns that promote relaxation. One of the first things to understand is the role of brainwave patterns in our mental state. Brainwaves are electrical impulses in the brain that occur at different frequencies. These frequencies can range from high-frequency waves like those we experience when we are alert or anxious, to slower waves, which are present during calm and restful states. When our brain is in a state of high-frequency activity, such as when we are stressed or anxious, it can be difficult to relax. But when our brain shifts to slower frequencies, like during deep relaxation or sleep, it becomes much easier to let go of the stress and allow ourselves to unwind. By consciously working to promote these calming neural patterns, we can help shift our brainwaves into a more relaxed state. This is where techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and visualization can come into play. These practices work by slowing down the mind and promoting relaxation at the neurological level. For example, when we engage in deep breathing, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming the body and mind. As we focus on slow, steady breaths, our brain begins to mirror this rhythm, and the brain waves gradually slow down, signaling to our body that it's time to relax. Meditation is another powerful tool for calming neural patterns. By practicing mindfulness meditation, we bring our attention to the present moment, letting go of any intrusive thoughts or worries that may be on our minds. This shift in focus allows our brain to relax and enter a more peaceful state, reducing mental chatter and creating the conditions necessary for deep, restorative sleep. In fact, studies have shown that regular meditation can help lower the frequency of brainwaves associated with stress and anxiety, promoting a calmer, more peaceful state of mind. Visualization is another technique that can be incredibly effective in promoting calming neural patterns. When we visualize peaceful scenes, such as a serene beach or a quiet forest, we're giving our brain a clear image of calmness and relaxation. These calming images can help rewire the brain to associate certain thoughts and feelings with restfulness. The more you practice visualizing peaceful scenes before sleep, the more natural it becomes to shift into a relaxed state when it's time to rest. It's like training your brain to go into relaxation mode, and over time it becomes much easier to slip into a calm state whenever you need it. Another important aspect of calming neural patterns is creating an environment that supports relaxation. The space where we sleep plays a big role in how easily we can relax. If your bedroom is cluttered, noisy, or filled with distractions, it can be difficult for your brain to transition into a calm state. This is why creating a peaceful sleep environment is so important. You can start by keeping your bedroom tidy and free of distractions, making it a place where you can truly unwind. Dimming the lights, using calming scents like lavender or chamomile, and playing soft, soothing music or white noise can also help create a calming atmosphere that encourages your brain to relax. Progressive muscle relaxation is another technique that can help promote calming neural patterns. This practice involves systematically tensing and then relaxing each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. By focusing on each muscle group and consciously releasing tension, you send a signal to your brain that it's time to let go and relax. This physical relaxation can help calm the mind and promote a peaceful sleep. Sleep hygiene also plays a crucial role in calming neural patterns. Simple habits such as going to bed at the same time each night, avoiding caffeine and heavy meals before bed, and reducing screen time can all help your brain recognize that it's time to wind down. Creating a consistent routine helps to reinforce the body's natural circadian rhythm, signaling to your brain that it's time to relax and prepare for sleep. The more consistent you are with these habits, the easier it will be for your brain to recognize when it's time to enter a calm, restful state. It's also important to note that emotional regulation is key to calming neural patterns. When we are emotionally upset or stressed, our brain is flooded with activity, and it can be difficult to unwind. This is where practices like journaling, deep breathing, or talking to a trusted friend can help release pent-up emotions and reduce stress. The more you practice emotional regulation, the easier it will be for your brain to let go of tension and enter a state of relaxation when it's time to sleep. Lastly, one of the most important aspects of promoting calming neural patterns is giving yourself permission to relax. We often feel pressure to perform or be productive, even when it comes to sleep. But rest is just as important as work, and it's essential to allow yourself the time and space to fully relax. By letting go of the need to control everything and simply trusting the process, you can ease your mind and allow the calming neural patterns to take over. By practicing these simple yet powerful techniques, you can train your brain to naturally shift into a relaxed state, making it easier to unwind and settle into a peaceful sleep. It's about creating a mental environment that supports relaxation, where your brain can naturally let go of stress and enter a state of calm. The more you practice, the easier it will be to slip into a peaceful, restful state every night. 15. Stress reduction algorithms. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by stress, especially as the day winds down and you're trying to relax? Stress is one of the biggest barriers to a good night's sleep. It can make it difficult to unwind, clouding your thoughts and preventing your mind from settling. However, what if there were simple methods to help reduce stress effectively, fine-tuning your mental processes and enabling you to shift your focus towards rest and recovery? The answer lies in stress reduction algorithms, practical techniques designed to calm the mind and guide it towards a peaceful state of relaxation. Stress, though natural, has a powerful impact on how we think, feel, and even how we sleep. Our bodies are wired to respond to stress, often triggering fight-or-flight responses that can cause our minds to race, our hearts to beat faster, and our bodies to feel tense. While this can be useful in certain situations, when it comes to sleep, it can be disruptive and counterproductive. That's where stress reduction algorithms come into play. These methods work by helping you reframe your mental processes, allowing you to break free from the cycle of stress and focus your energy on unwinding. One of the most effective stress reduction techniques is deep breathing. Breathing exercises may seem simple, but they are incredibly powerful in helping to reduce stress. When we feel stressed, our breathing tends to become shallow and rapid, which only increases the feelings of anxiety and tension. Deep breathing, on the other hand, encourages slow, deep breaths, signaling to your brain and body that it's time to relax. This practice activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps counteract the stress response and calm the body. When you focus on taking long, deep breaths, you allow your body to release the tension that builds up throughout the day, creating space for rest and recovery. Another stress reduction algorithm involves progressive muscle relaxation, PMR. This method works by guiding you to tense and then release each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and moving all the way up to your head. The act of tensing the muscles for a few seconds, followed by releasing them, helps to alleviate physical tension. As you work through each muscle group, you not only relieve the tightness in your body, but also signal to your mind that it's time to let go of stress and enter a state of relaxation. This simple yet powerful practice can significantly ease the pressure of the day and help your body transition into a more restful state. Mindfulness and meditation are also key stress reduction algorithms that promote relaxation and mental clarity. The practice of mindfulness involves focusing on the present moment without judgment, allowing thoughts to come and go without getting attached to them. This technique is particularly effective for those who tend to overthink or ruminate, which can heighten feelings of stress. By practicing mindfulness, you teach your mind to stay anchored in the present, reducing the tendency to spiral into negative or stressful thoughts. When practiced regularly, mindfulness can reprogram your response to stress, making it easier to stay calm even in the face of challenges. Similarly, meditation serves as a powerful tool for reducing stress by helping you quiet the noise in your mind. Meditation involves sitting quietly and focusing on your breath, an object, or a mantra. It trains your mind to let go of distractions and focus on a single point of attention. Over time, this practice helps reduce the mental clutter that often contributes to stress, allowing your thoughts to slow down and your mind to settle. Whether it's a few minutes of deep breathing or a longer meditation session, this practice helps create a space for your mind to relax and your body to recover. Visualization is another technique that can serve as a stress reduction algorithm. When we're stressed, our minds often create images of the worst-case scenarios, which only exacerbates the feeling of anxiety. Visualization, however, encourages you to imagine peaceful, calming scenes, whether it's a beautiful beach, a quiet forest, or a calm mountain view. By focusing on these calming images, you are shifting your brain's attention away from stress and anxiety. This can help reduce the physiological symptoms of stress, like a racing heart or shallow breathing, and promote a sense of calmness. In addition to these mental techniques, lifestyle adjustments can also play a significant role in reducing stress. Regular physical exercise is one of the most effective ways to lower stress levels. Exercise triggers the release of endorphins, which are chemicals in the brain that promote feelings of well-being and relaxation. Whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga session, or a more intense workout, physical activity can help regulate your mood and alleviate the tension that builds up during the day. The key is to find a form of exercise that feels enjoyable and manageable rather than overwhelming or stressful. Another important factor in stress reduction is sleep hygiene. The environment in which you sleep can have a significant impact on your ability to relax and rest. Creating a sleep-friendly environment by keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet can promote better sleep quality. Additionally, avoiding stimulants such as caffeine or nicotine close to bedtime can help you wind down more effectively. Consistency is also important. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day can regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Nutrition also plays a role in stress management. Eating a balanced diet that includes plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can help stabilize your mood and energy levels, reducing the physical symptoms of stress. Avoiding excessive sugar and processed foods can also help maintain balanced blood sugar levels, which in turn helps keep stress hormones in check. It's important to remember that what you consume has a direct impact on how you feel mentally and emotionally, so choosing nourishing foods can support your stress reduction efforts. Furthermore, making time for relaxation and hobbies that bring you joy is essential for stress management. Whether it's reading a book, listening to music, or engaging in a creative activity, taking time to relax and enjoy yourself can help you recharge and let go of stress. It's important to make relaxation a priority in your life, especially in today's fast-paced world where stress is an ever-present challenge. Ultimately, stress reduction algorithms are about creating habits and routines that support your mental and emotional well-being. By using a combination of deep breathing, muscle relaxation, mindfulness, meditation, and lifestyle adjustments, you can fine-tune your mental processes and reduce stress. Over time, these techniques become second nature, and your ability to focus on rest and recovery improves. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to let go of the stress that accumulates throughout the day and allow yourself to rest deeply, enabling you to wake up feeling refreshed and restored. Incorporating stress reduction methods into your daily routine is not only a way to improve your sleep, but also a powerful tool for creating long-term emotional and physical well-being. When stress no longer controls your thoughts and actions, you can achieve a sense of balance and inner peace, paving the way for better sleep and a healthier, more fulfilling life. 16. Sleep deprivation, manipulation. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, unable to sleep, even though you're utterly exhausted? Sleep deprivation can leave you feeling drained, restless, and frustrated. But did you know that there are techniques that can be used to take advantage of these sleep-deprived states? Instead of fighting the struggle to fall asleep, certain controlled stimuli can gently encourage deeper rest and help reset your body's natural rhythms. It may sound counterintuitive, but manipulating the state of sleep deprivation through specific methods can make a profound difference in how deeply and restfully you sleep. When we are deprived of sleep, our bodies and minds undergo significant changes. Sleep is not just a time for rest. It's when our bodies repair, regenerate, and process the day's experiences. Without enough sleep, our cognitive functions, emotional regulation, and physical health can be impaired. Yet, rather than forcing ourselves to sleep through sheer willpower, subtle techniques can be employed to nudge the body into a more restful state. These methods tap into the sleep-deprived state, using it to foster deeper relaxation and promote quality rest. One of the first things to understand about sleep deprivation manipulation is how the body reacts when it's been awake for extended periods. When we are deprived of sleep, our bodies start to crave rest even more intensely. This heightened need for rest can trigger a natural desire for relaxation. The key is to use this state of heightened fatigue and direct it in a way that guides you toward restorative sleep. The sleep-deprived mind and body are more susceptible to signals that promote calm, which means carefully chosen stimuli can effectively ease you into a deeper, more satisfying sleep. Controlled sound stimulation is one such technique. When sleep-deprived, our brain becomes more sensitive to environmental factors. Gentle sounds or white noise can have a calming effect, providing a steady background that helps the mind relax and drift off to sleep. The idea is to use soothing sounds, like the hum of a fan or soft ambient music, to drown out the mental chatter that often keeps us awake. These sounds act as a form of controlled stimulus, providing the brain with a predictable, comforting noise that encourages it to relax and let go of the tension built up throughout the day. Another effective method is light manipulation. The body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, is highly responsive to light. In a sleep-deprived state, the body craves a reset to its natural rhythm. Exposing yourself to certain types of light, such as dim or warm light, can help promote melatonin production, signaling to your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. On the other hand, avoiding harsh or blue light, common in screens, can help your body understand that it's time to rest. Controlled light exposure is a subtle yet powerful way to guide the body from a state of sleep deprivation into a more relaxed, sleep-ready state. Physical relaxation techniques also play an important role in sleep deprivation manipulation. When you're sleep-deprived, your body is more likely to experience tension in the muscles, which can make it difficult to settle into a restful sleep. Practices like progressive muscle relaxation, where you tense and then release each muscle group, can help to ease this tension. By practicing this method while in a state of sleep deprivation, your body is better able to release the tightness and calm down. The mental relief that comes from muscle relaxation also creates an opening for sleep to occur, helping the body shift from its stressed, tired state to one that is more conducive to rest. Another subtle technique for sleep deprivation manipulation is mindful breathing. While this is often practiced to alleviate stress and anxiety, it's particularly useful in a sleep-deprived state. When you consciously focus on your breath, you're able to shift your attention away from the racing thoughts and worries that tend to plague your mind. Deep, rhythmic breathing signals to your nervous system that it's time to calm down and relax, making it easier for the body to transition into sleep. As your focus becomes solely on the breath, your body's tension begins to dissipate, allowing you to fall asleep more easily and deeply. In addition to these external stimuli, the environment plays a significant role in manipulating the sleep-deprived state. Creating a sleep-friendly atmosphere is vital, especially when you're struggling to get the rest you need. Keeping your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet can encourage relaxation and help you tune out distractions. Darkness signals to the brain that it's time for sleep, and a cool temperature mimics the natural cooling of the body that occurs when we sleep. This, combined with a peaceful, quiet space, provides an ideal environment for the brain to unwind. Nutrition also influences how sleep deprivation is handled by the body. Certain foods, like those high in magnesium, can promote relaxation and support the nervous system in times of stress. Herbal teas like chamomile or valerian root are known for their calming properties and can help settle the mind after a long, exhausting day. While you want to avoid heavy meals close to bedtime, consuming light, sleep-friendly snacks or drinks before bed can support the transition from wakefulness to restful sleep. Sleep deprivation manipulation also hinges on timing. When we're tired, we may feel the urge to take a nap during the day or go to bed earlier than usual. However, timing these naps or bedtime adjustments carefully is essential to ensure they work in your favor. Short naps, lasting no longer than 20 to 30 minutes, can be restorative without interfering with your ability to fall asleep at night. If you've been sleep-deprived for several days, allowing yourself to go to bed a little earlier can help your body catch up on rest. These small adjustments in timing, combined with the techniques mentioned above, can help your body recover from the effects of sleep deprivation more effectively. The key takeaway is that sleep deprivation manipulation doesn't mean forcing yourself to sleep when you're not ready. Rather, it's about creating the right conditions to allow your body to ease into rest even when it's been deprived of sleep. Through a combination of controlled stimuli, relaxation techniques, and creating an optimal sleep environment, you can help your body and mind reset and experience deeper, more restorative sleep. With these subtle methods in place, you can find your way out of the struggle with sleep deprivation and move toward the restful sleep you deserve. 17. Cognitive dissonance routines. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your mind is racing with thoughts, but your body craves rest? It's as if your mind and body are out of sync, making it hard to relax and fall asleep. This is where cognitive dissonance routines come into play, subtly guiding you toward a more relaxed and sleep-ready state. By creating a gentle mismatch between your thoughts and feelings, cognitive dissonance can help ease your mind and break the cycle of overthinking. While it may sound complex, the idea is simple. By introducing small contradictions or shifts in your usual mental patterns, you can encourage your brain to let go of its tension and prepare for rest. Cognitive dissonance occurs when there is a conflict between your thoughts, beliefs, or feelings. For example, you might feel exhausted, yet your mind continues to be filled with stressful thoughts, creating a feeling of inner turmoil. This imbalance often leads to a state where relaxation seems almost impossible. However, when you introduce cognitive dissonance routines, you essentially disrupt this conflict by introducing an element that encourages a shift in perspective. This subtle technique can help your brain settle into a state of calm and readiness for sleep. One way to introduce cognitive dissonance is through the use of relaxation techniques that feel somewhat contradictory to the stress your mind is experiencing. For instance, imagine focusing on the sensation of your body sinking into the bed, even though your mind is busy with worries. By drawing attention to the contrast between the physical sensation of comfort and the mental state of tension, you create a gentle mismatch that allows your mind to pause and shift its focus. This simple act of focusing on physical relaxation can begin to override the mental noise, gradually leading you to a calmer, more restful state. Another way to apply cognitive dissonance routines is through the practice of mindfulness. When you're feeling overwhelmed, your mind tends to focus on the problems of the day or the worries of the future. However, mindfulness encourages you to observe your thoughts without judgment, allowing them to pass without attachment. By intentionally practicing this, you create a dissonance between the intensity of your thoughts and your ability to let them go. The act of observing your thoughts, rather than engaging with them, helps to break the cycle of rumination and allows you to focus on the present moment. This subtle shift in awareness encourages the brain to relax, letting go of the tension and preparing for sleep. You can also introduce cognitive dissonance through the use of contrasting imagery. For example, imagine visualizing a peaceful, serene landscape, such as a quiet beach or a calm forest, while simultaneously acknowledging the stress or anxiety you may be feeling. By holding both images in your mind at once, the stressful thoughts and the calming imagery, you create a gentle tension between the two. This tension can help draw your focus away from the stress, allowing your mind to gravitate toward the calming imagery. Over time, your mind becomes more accustomed to this shift, making it easier to transition into a relaxed state. Another effective cognitive dissonance routine is through the practice of deep breathing. Often, when we're anxious or stressed, our breathing becomes shallow and quick. Deep breathing, on the other hand, encourages slow, controlled breaths that activate the body's relaxation response. The mismatch between the shallow, rapid breathing and the deep, slow breaths creates a natural dissonance in your body's physiological state. By consciously guiding your breath into a slower, deeper rhythm, you signal to your nervous system that it's time to unwind. This simple yet powerful technique can help ease the tension and prepare your body for sleep. In addition to these, techniques introducing contrasting emotions can also help guide you into a sleep-ready state. For instance, try focusing on a positive memory or feeling gratitude for the small things in your life while acknowledging any negative or stressful emotions you may be carrying. The contrast between the positive and negative feelings creates a dissonance that forces your mind to shift its focus. This gentle mental shift helps reduce the intensity of the negative emotions, allowing your body to relax and your mind to let go of the tension. As your focus shifts toward the positive, your mind becomes more open to rest, making it easier to drift off to sleep. It's important to note that cognitive dissonance routines work best when they are practiced regularly. The more often you introduce these small shifts in your thinking and perception, the more natural it becomes for your brain to let go of stress and relax. Over time, your body and mind will learn to respond more effectively to these subtle techniques, making it easier to transition into a peaceful, restful sleep. This is not about forcing your mind to stop thinking or forcing yourself to sleep. It's about creating the right conditions for your mind and body to relax, naturally guiding you toward rest. Another aspect of cognitive dissonance routines involves the idea of self-compassion. Often, when we're struggling to fall asleep, we may feel frustrated or anxious about our inability to rest. This frustration only adds to the tension, making it harder to relax. However, by introducing self-compassion into your routine, you create a sense of acceptance and understanding. Instead of judging yourself for not being able to sleep, you gently acknowledge that it's okay to feel this way. This dissonance between self-criticism and self-compassion helps to break the cycle of frustration and allows your mind to settle into a state of calm. It's also important to be patient with yourself when practicing cognitive dissonance routines. Just like any skill, it takes time to develop the ability to use these techniques effectively. In the beginning, you may find that it feels challenging to introduce these shifts in thought or feeling. However, with practice, you'll begin to notice subtle changes in how your mind responds to stress and anxiety. As your brain becomes more familiar with these techniques, it will become easier to relax and let go of the mental chatter that keeps you awake. In conclusion, cognitive dissonance routines offer a powerful way to ease your mind and prepare your body for restful sleep. By creating a gentle mismatch between your thoughts and feelings, you can break the cycle of overthinking and guide yourself into a state of calm. Whether through relaxation techniques, mindfulness, deep breathing, or self-compassion, these routines work by helping your mind shift away from stress and tension. With regular practice, you can train your mind to relax and prepare for sleep, making it easier to unwind and rest deeply each night. 18. Subtle mind reprogramming. Have you ever found yourself feeling overwhelmed with stress and unable to unwind, especially when you know you should be preparing for a peaceful night's sleep? It can often feel like your mind is working overtime, filled with thoughts and worries that refuse to let go. This internal chatter can prevent you from truly relaxing, making it challenging to find rest. What if I told you that there are quiet, subtle techniques that can help rewire your mental patterns, helping you to let go of stress and find a calm, balanced state before sleep? These techniques work by gently guiding your mind toward relaxation, gradually shifting your thought patterns, and helping you cultivate a sense of inner peace. Reprogramming your mind doesn't have to be a loud or jarring process. In fact, the most effective techniques for doing so are often the quietest. Think of them as soft whispers to your brain, slowly shifting your thought patterns in a way that allows your body and mind to relax into a state of calm. This quiet reprogramming is key to reducing stress and allowing you to transition from a state of mental overload to one of peace and restfulness. One of the most powerful ways to subtly reprogram your mind is through the practice of mindfulness. This technique involves paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing them to come and go freely. By practicing mindfulness, you create a shift in how you relate to your thoughts. Instead of becoming tangled in worries or overthinking, you begin to see your thoughts as passing moments, not as things that need to be fixed or resolved immediately. This shift in perspective can dramatically reduce stress and help create the mental space needed for relaxation and sleep. The more you practice mindfulness, the more your brain becomes accustomed to letting go of unnecessary mental clutter, making it easier to transition into a restful state each night. Another effective method for mind reprogramming is visualization. Visualization involves imagining peaceful, calming images or scenes that allow your mind to drift away from the stress of the day. This could be anything from picturing yourself walking through a quiet forest to imagining floating gently on a calm lake. The key is to focus on the details of the image, what you see, hear, and feel in that space. By immersing yourself in a soothing visualization, you gently guide your mind away from the anxieties of the day and into a peaceful, sleep-ready state. Over time, your brain begins to associate these images with relaxation, helping you to easily slip into a calm, restful state each night. Breathing exercises are also incredibly effective in helping to reprogram your mind for relaxation. Many of us don't realize just how much tension we hold in our bodies, and much of that tension comes from shallow, rapid breathing patterns. By consciously slowing down your breath and practicing deep breathing, you activate your body's natural relaxation response. This not only helps calm your body, but also signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. The simple act of focusing on your breath can shift your mind away from anxious thoughts and help guide it into a more peaceful, restful state. Over time, as you repeat these breathing exercises, your brain becomes trained to associate deep, slow breathing with relaxation and sleep. Reprogramming your mind also involves learning to change the way you respond to stress. For many people, stress triggers a cycle of negative thinking, where one anxious thought leads to another, spiraling into a cascade of worry and tension. A key technique for breaking this cycle is cognitive reframing. This involves consciously shifting your thoughts from negative or stressful patterns to more positive, calming ones. For example, if you find yourself thinking about a stressful situation, try to reframe it by focusing on the aspects of the situation that are manageable or positive. This simple shift in thinking can help break the grip of stress and guide your mind toward a calmer, more balanced state. In addition to these techniques, it's also important to practice self-compassion. Often, when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, we can be hard on ourselves, criticizing ourselves for not being able to shut off or relax. This self-criticism only adds to the tension, making it even harder to find peace. By practicing self-compassion, you can reprogram your mind to be more accepting and gentle with yourself. Instead of berating yourself for not being able to relax, try acknowledging your feelings with kindness. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel stressed and that it's normal to have moments of difficulty. This gentle, compassionate mindset helps you create a sense of safety and acceptance within yourself, making it easier to let go of stress and transition into relaxation. The power of repetition cannot be overlooked in the process of mind reprogramming. Just like any new habit, the more consistently you practice these techniques, the more they will become ingrained in your subconscious mind. Over time, your brain will begin to naturally associate these calming practices with relaxation and sleep. It's like teaching your mind a new way of being, one that prioritizes peace and balance rather than stress and overwhelm. As you repeat these techniques, they become second nature, and eventually your brain will shift into a state of calm without you even having to think about it. Another way to support your mind reprogramming efforts is by creating a peaceful environment that encourages relaxation. This involves not only creating a calming space in your bedroom, but also setting the tone for relaxation in your daily life. This might mean limiting exposure to stressors, such as negative news or social media, before bed, or it might involve incorporating calming rituals into your evening routine, such as a warm bath or reading a soothing book. By consistently reinforcing the idea that your environment is a place for rest and relaxation, you help your mind connect the physical space with a mental state of calm. It's also worth noting that mind reprogramming is not a quick fix. It's a gradual process that requires patience and consistency. There may be nights when it feels difficult to relax, even after practicing these techniques. However, over time, as you continue to practice subtle mind reprogramming methods, you'll begin to notice that your ability to relax improves. Your mind will learn to let go of stress more easily, and your body will respond with greater calmness. Eventually, falling into a peaceful, restful sleep will become a natural and effortless process. In conclusion, subtle mind reprogramming offers a gentle yet powerful way to reduce stress and foster a calm, balanced state before sleep. Through techniques such as mindfulness, visualization, deep breathing, and cognitive reframing, you can begin to shift your mental patterns, helping your brain and body to relax and prepare for rest. With consistent practice and a compassionate mindset, you can gradually reprogram your mind to prioritize relaxation and calm, making it easier to unwind and enjoy a restful night's sleep. The key is to be patient with yourself and trust the process, knowing that over time these quiet, subtle techniques will help you create lasting peace and relaxation. 19. Nighttime anxiety. Alleviators. Have you ever found that as the night grows quiet, your mind starts to race with worries and anxious thoughts? When the day's distractions fade away, it can feel like the stress you carried around all day suddenly comes flooding back. This nighttime anxiety can make it hard to relax and fall asleep, leaving you tossing and turning as your thoughts spiral. The good news is that there are simple, gentle methods to ease that anxiety and help your mind settle into a smooth, calm transition to sleep. These techniques are designed to quiet restless thoughts, calm your body, and gently guide you into a peaceful state of rest. One of the most effective ways to ease nighttime anxiety is by focusing on your breath. Deep, slow breathing has the power to calm both your mind and body. When you feel anxious, your breath often becomes shallow and quick, which can make you feel even more tense. By taking deliberate, deep breaths, inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, you send a clear signal to your body that it's time to relax. This simple act helps slow your heart rate and reduces the stress that builds up inside you. Over time, practicing deep breathing regularly can train your body to enter a calmer state, making it easier to drift off into sleep. In addition to deep breathing, creating a peaceful environment plays a big role in reducing anxiety at night. A quiet, dark room with a comfortable temperature can work wonders for calming your mind. Reducing distractions such as turning off bright screens and loud noises can help your brain understand that it's time to rest. You might also consider using a white noise machine or playing soft, soothing music. These gentle sounds act as a lullaby for your thoughts, providing a steady, comforting background that drowns out intrusive worries. A well-prepared space sets the stage for your mind to let go of the day's stress. Another helpful method is to set a calming pre-sleep routine. A regular routine tells your brain that it's time to wind down and shift into relaxation mode. This could include quiet activities such as reading a book, taking a warm bath, or listening to soft music. Even simple habits like dimming the lights or sipping a cup of herbal tea can signal to your mind that it's time to slow down. These routines create a gentle rhythm that gradually moves you from the busyness of the day to a state of calm readiness for sleep. Progressive muscle relaxation is another technique that can ease nighttime anxiety. This method involves slowly tensing and then relaxing different groups of muscles in your body. Start with your feet, then move upward to your legs, stomach, arms, and finally your face. As you tense each muscle group, hold the tension for a few seconds, then release it completely. This process helps to release physical tension, which in turn helps to ease the mental stress. Focusing on the sensation of releasing tension can distract your mind from anxious thoughts and create a feeling of deep relaxation. Sometimes, the thoughts that keep you awake are worries about the future or regrets about the past. One way to handle these restless thoughts is by writing them down in a journal before bed. This simple act of putting your thoughts on paper can help clear your mind and reduce the burden of anxiety. It doesn't have to be a long or detailed journal entry. Just a few lines about what you are feeling can make a big difference. Once you've written your thoughts, set the journal aside and tell yourself that these worries can wait until tomorrow. This practice helps your mind understand that it's time to let go of lingering concerns and focus on the present moment. Visualization is another powerful tool for easing nighttime anxiety. Close your eyes and picture a scene that brings you peace. A calm beach, a quiet forest, or a soft, starry sky. Imagine every detail of this peaceful place, from the gentle sound of waves to the rustling of leaves. As you immerse yourself in this mental picture, you begin to feel the tension melt away. Visualization helps shift your focus away from the stress of the day and into a world where calm and relaxation prevail. With regular practice, this mental escape becomes a familiar and welcome place that your mind automatically turns to when it's time to sleep. Using positive affirmations is also a gentle way to ease anxiety. Simple statements like, "I am calm," "I am safe," or "I deserve rest," repeated softly to yourself, can slowly transform your inner dialogue. When you speak these affirmations, you create a positive atmosphere in your mind. Over time, these affirmations build a mental habit of focusing on peace rather than worry. The key is to say them slowly and with genuine feeling, allowing each word to settle deeply within you. This practice reinforces a positive mindset that encourages your body to relax and prepares your mind for a good night's sleep. Another technique to reduce nighttime anxiety is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being present, in the moment, letting go of past regrets and future worries. When you sit quietly and focus on the sensations in your body, the rhythm of your breath, or the sounds around you, you learn to anchor your mind in the now. This practice creates a space where anxious thoughts have less room to grow. Instead of getting caught up in what-ifs and maybes, mindfulness keeps your focus on the present, where everything is simpler and more manageable. Over time, regular mindfulness practice can help lower your overall stress levels and make it easier for you to relax and fall asleep. Sometimes, the act of letting go itself is a powerful way to ease anxiety. Many people hold on to stress and worries like a heavy backpack that they carry around all day. Before bed, take a moment to imagine setting that backpack down. Visualize the weight slowly lifting from your shoulders as you release each worry. It might help to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and mentally say, "I release this now." This simple practice of letting go helps to clear away the accumulated stress, making space for peace and relaxation. When you let go of your burdens, your mind becomes lighter and more willing to embrace rest. In addition to these techniques, it's important to create a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your body's internal clock. This consistency sends a clear signal to your brain that it is time to rest. With a regular sleep schedule, your mind begins to anticipate sleep and prepares for it automatically. This routine makes it easier to slip into sleep and reduces the anxiety that comes from irregular sleep patterns. Engaging in light physical activity during the day can also help reduce nighttime anxiety. When you move your body, you release natural endorphins, feel-good chemicals that promote a sense of well-being. Even a short walk or a few minutes of gentle stretching can help lower your stress levels, making it easier for you to relax at night. Physical movement also helps clear your mind, breaking up long periods of sedentary activity that might otherwise lead to mental fatigue and anxiety. It can be very helpful to limit exposure to negative or stressful information before bed. The content you consume, whether on social media, news channels, or even in conversations, can influence your state of mind. Try to avoid anything that makes you feel anxious or upset in the hours leading up to sleep. Instead, choose activities that bring you joy or calm. Reading a light book, listening to soothing music, or engaging in a quiet hobby. By curating what you allow into your mind, you create a more peaceful mental environment that is conducive to sleep. Lastly, remember that these techniques are tools that can be practiced and refined over time. You may not see immediate results on the first night, but with consistency and patience, these methods will become a natural part of your routine. Each night offers a fresh opportunity to let go of the stress of the day and gently guide your mind into a state of calm. Over time, you will notice that your ability to relax improves, and the anxiety that once kept you awake fades into the background. The path to restful sleep is built on small, consistent steps. A deep breath, a gentle thought, a moment of mindfulness. When you combine these elements, they create a powerful recipe for relaxation and peaceful sleep. In conclusion, nighttime anxiety can be a significant barrier to a good night's sleep, but it doesn't have to control your life. With simple, effective techniques like deep breathing, visualization, mindfulness, positive affirmations, and consistent routines, you can ease your mind and prepare your body for rest. These methods work together to lower stress, clear your thoughts, and create an environment where sleep comes naturally. Each night, as you practice these strategies, you are building a stronger foundation for calm and rest. Soon, the anxious thoughts will have less power, and you will find yourself drifting off to sleep with a sense of peace and renewal. Embrace these simple methods and allow your mind to settle into a smooth, gentle transition to the restful sleep you deserve. 20. Emotional regulation stimuli. At the end of the day, as the evening draws near, many of us find our emotions in a state of imbalance. Whether it's the stress from work, the weight of daily responsibilities, or the lingering worries from a difficult situation, our emotions can sometimes feel overwhelming when it's time to wind down. These emotional disturbances often lead to restless nights, making it hard for us to fall asleep or stay asleep. What if there was a way to manage these emotions to ensure that your mind remains calm and focused as you prepare for a peaceful night's rest? Emotional regulation is an essential skill that helps to keep these emotions in check, using controlled cues to guide you back to a state of calm. This process isn't about ignoring or suppressing your feelings. It's about creating a space where your emotions can be understood and then gently managed, allowing you to enter a restful state without the burden of unresolved feelings. The first step in emotional regulation is becoming aware of how your emotions affect your body and mind. Emotions, though powerful, often show up as physical sensations: tightness in the chest, a racing heart, or a fluttering stomach. When you pay attention to these signals, you become more attuned to your emotional state and can better address it before it spirals out of control. By acknowledging how you feel in the moment, you create space for emotional regulation, which allows you to respond to your emotions in a thoughtful and controlled way. This awareness is the foundation for managing your emotions effectively, especially when it comes to winding down before sleep. One of the simplest yet most effective techniques for managing emotions is to focus on your breath. Deep breathing serves as a direct pathway to calm your nervous system. When you inhale deeply, your body takes in the air it needs to reset. And when you exhale slowly, your mind naturally follows, letting go of the tension and emotional noise. This creates an emotional space where your feelings no longer overwhelm you, allowing you to clear the clutter and focus on what's important. A simple technique you can try is the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8. The rhythm of this breathing pattern helps to slow down the racing thoughts, bringing your focus back to the present moment and allowing you to relax. Another key method in emotional regulation is using visualization. Visualizing calming images or scenes is a powerful tool for redirecting your mind away from stressful thoughts. Imagine yourself in a peaceful, safe place: a quiet forest, a serene beach, or a cozy room filled with warmth. Picture every detail vividly: the sound of the waves, the soft rustling of leaves, or the crackling of a fireplace. As you immerse yourself in these calming visuals, your emotions begin to settle, and you create a buffer zone between yourself and the stress of the day. Visualization is particularly helpful because it taps into your imagination, allowing you to feel the peace and tranquility that the scene evokes. This method is like giving your mind a mini vacation, where your emotions can reset before you head to bed. Another useful technique is practicing gratitude. When your mind is filled with negative emotions, it can be easy to focus on everything that went wrong during the day. However, redirecting your attention to things you are grateful for can change the entire trajectory of your thoughts. Gratitude shifts your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of thinking about what went wrong, you start to focus on the positive aspects of your life, your health, your family, or even small things like a kind gesture from a friend or a beautiful sunset. This practice of gratitude helps to balance your emotions and create a sense of contentment, making it much easier to slip into a relaxed state before sleep. Mindfulness is another excellent tool for emotional regulation. Mindfulness encourages you to focus on the present moment without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This practice allows you to let go of the emotional baggage you might be carrying around from the day. Instead of reacting to every thought or feeling, you learn to simply acknowledge them and let them pass by. This creates a mental space where you no longer feel consumed by anxiety or anger, and you can transition into a more peaceful mindset as you prepare for rest. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you teach your brain how to stay centered, even in moments of emotional turmoil. Creating a calming nighttime routine also plays a crucial role in emotional regulation. A consistent routine signals to your brain that it's time to wind down and relax. This could involve activities that soothe your emotions and help you transition into a state of calm. For example, reading a gentle book, practicing light stretching, or enjoying a cup of herbal tea can ease emotional tension. The repetition of these calming activities becomes a trigger that tells your body it's time to release the stress of the day and prepare for sleep. Over time, your brain associates this routine with relaxation, making it easier to let go of emotional tension and embrace peaceful sleep. Another emotional regulation technique that can be particularly helpful is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings before bed helps to process and release pent-up emotions. It doesn't have to be a long or formal entry. It's simply about expressing what's on your mind. Whether you write about a stressful situation or something that made you happy, putting your thoughts on paper creates emotional clarity. Journaling allows you to reflect on your emotions, giving you a sense of control over them. By releasing these emotions through writing, you clear the mental space needed for restful sleep. In addition to these techniques, it's important to practice self-compassion. Often, the emotions that disrupt our sleep are linked to self-criticism or negative thinking patterns. We may feel frustrated with ourselves for not achieving everything we set out to do, or we may be upset about something that happened earlier in the day. In these moments, it's crucial to be kind to yourself. Instead of being hard on yourself for feeling stressed or anxious, acknowledge that it's okay to experience those emotions. Self-compassion allows you to embrace your feelings without judgment, making it easier to manage them. When you approach your emotions with kindness, you're able to release any tension and shift your mindset toward relaxation. Finally, managing your emotional state before sleep also involves setting healthy boundaries. If you've had a particularly stressful day, it's important to allow yourself the time and space to unwind before heading to bed. This might mean saying no to additional tasks, avoiding stimulating conversations, or stepping away from stressful environments. Setting boundaries helps to protect your emotional well-being, giving you the freedom to relax and recharge. By respecting your need for emotional rest, you ensure that you're able to manage your emotions effectively and make the transition into sleep with ease. In summary, emotional regulation stimuli are essential tools for managing the emotions that can interfere with sleep. By becoming aware of your emotions, practicing deep breathing, using visualization, embracing gratitude, and creating a peaceful nighttime routine, you can ensure that your mind remains calm and centered. Techniques like mindfulness, journaling, and self-compassion further help to release emotional tension, leaving you with a sense of peace and relaxation. Setting boundaries and allowing yourself the space to unwind are equally important in fostering emotional balance. Through these simple practices, you can manage your emotions in a way that promotes restful sleep and ensures that your mind remains calm and focused as you prepare for a peaceful night's rest. 21. Deep relaxation inducers. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become caught up in the stress and chaos of daily life. The demands of work, relationships, and personal responsibilities often leave us feeling overwhelmed and drained. As the day comes to a close, our minds are still racing, making it difficult to transition into a state of deep relaxation and prepare for a restful night's sleep. Fortunately, there are strategies that can help trigger deep relaxation responses within both the mind and body, promoting a truly restorative sleep experience. These strategies are not just about calming the mind, but also about creating a harmonious environment where both body and mind can unwind completely, allowing you to fall asleep effortlessly and wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. 1. Of the most effective methods to induce deep relaxation is through mindful breathing techniques. This simple yet powerful practice helps to slow down the heart rate, calm the nervous system, and reduce feelings of tension. As you take slow, deliberate breaths, you focus your attention on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. This process helps shift your attention away from the distractions of the day, allowing you to enter a state of deep Relaxation. A popular technique is to inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly for a count of 6 or 8. This rhythm not only helps to calm the body, but also signals to the brain that it's time to relax, paving the way for restful sleep. Another strategy that can encourage deep relaxation is progressive muscle relaxation, PMR. This technique involves tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups throughout the body, starting from the toes and working up to the head. By focusing on each muscle group individually, you bring awareness to areas of tension and consciously release that tension, allowing the muscles to relax deeply. This process not only helps reduce physical tension, but also promotes a sense of mental calmness. As the body relaxes, the mind follows suit, creating the perfect conditions for a peaceful night of sleep. PMR is especially helpful for those who struggle with muscle tension or anxiety, as it provides a way to systematically release stress from the body. Creating a peaceful sleep environment is another key element in inducing deep relaxation. The surroundings in which you sleep play a significant role in how restful your sleep is. By adjusting your environment to promote comfort and tranquility, you signal to your brain that it's time to rest. Consider dimming the lights and eliminating any sources of noise that might disturb your peace. The use of calming scents, such as lavender or chamomile, can also promote relaxation by triggering the body's natural relaxation response. These scents have been shown to reduce anxiety and create a sense of calmness, making it easier for you to drift off to sleep. A cool, comfortable room temperature is also essential for creating an optimal sleep environment. By ensuring that your surroundings are conducive to relaxation, you help your body and mind ease into a restful state. In addition to creating a calming environment, listening to soothing sounds can also trigger deep relaxation. Many people find that listening to calming music, nature sounds, or guided relaxation audio can help ease the transition from wakefulness to sleep. These sounds have a unique ability to quiet the mind and promote a state of deep relaxation. White noise, rain sounds, or the sound of gentle waves crashing on the shore can drown out the distractions of the outside world and create a soothing backdrop for sleep. By focusing on these calming sounds, you allow your mind to let go of the stress and tension accumulated throughout the day, making it easier to fall into a deep, restorative sleep. Visualization is another powerful tool for inducing relaxation. As you lie in bed, imagine yourself in a peaceful and serene place. A place where you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. This could be a quiet forest, a secluded beach, or even a cozy cabin in the mountains. Picture every detail of this place, from the colors of the sky to the sounds of nature surrounding you. By immersing yourself in this calming visualization, you help shift your mind away from stress and negativity, replacing those thoughts with peaceful and comforting imagery. The more vividly you can picture this place, the more effective the visualization becomes in helping you relax and prepare for sleep. A warm bath or shower before bed can also play a crucial role in triggering deep relaxation. The warmth of the water helps relax the muscles and soothes the body, promoting a sense of comfort and calm. This practice can be particularly beneficial for individuals who struggle with physical tension or muscle soreness. Additionally, the rise in body temperature followed by a cooling down period after leaving the bath or shower signals to the body that it's time to rest. This drop in body temperature mimics the natural process that occurs as your body prepares for sleep, helping to ease the transition from wakefulness to a peaceful, restful slumber. Incorporating gentle stretching or yoga into your nighttime routine can also be incredibly helpful for inducing deep relaxation. Gentle movements that target areas of tension, such as the neck, shoulders, and lower back, can help release physical discomfort and promote a sense of ease. By engaging in a few minutes of light stretching or yoga, you relax both the body and the mind, creating the perfect conditions for sleep. These gentle movements help to relieve tightness and stiffness, allowing your body to settle into a comfortable position for sleep. As your muscles relax, your mind follows suit, making it easier to let go of the stresses of the day. Mindfulness meditation is another technique that can help trigger deep relaxation. By focusing your attention on the present moment and letting go of any distracting thoughts, you create a space where relaxation can occur naturally. Guided meditation practices, in which a calming voice guides you through a series of visualizations or relaxation exercises, can be particularly helpful for those who find it difficult to quiet their minds before bed. Mindfulness meditation allows you to let go of the worries of the day and embrace a sense of calm, making it easier to fall asleep and experience a restorative night of rest. Finally, practicing gratitude before bed can significantly contribute to deep relaxation. By reflecting on the positive aspects of your day, you shift your focus away from any negative emotions or stressors. Practicing gratitude helps to cultivate a sense of peace and contentment, which can promote relaxation and prepare the mind and body for sleep. Whether it's something as simple as a kind gesture from a friend or the warmth of a cozy blanket, acknowledging the good in your life helps create a positive mindset before sleep. In conclusion, deep relaxation is an essential component of a restful and restorative sleep experience. By incorporating strategies such as mindful breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization, and creating a peaceful sleep environment, you can promote a state of calm that allows you to relax deeply. Listening to soothing sounds, taking a warm bath, and practicing gentle yoga can further enhance your ability to unwind and prepare for sleep. Mindfulness meditation and practicing gratitude are also powerful tools for inducing relaxation and creating the ideal conditions for a restful night. By incorporating these strategies into your nightly routine, you can promote deep relaxation and ensure that your mind and body are fully prepared for a peaceful and restorative sleep. 22. Hypnotic thought guidance. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, trying to fall asleep, but your mind refuses to slow down? Thoughts race through your head, your body feels tense, and the peaceful slumber you desire feels just out of reach. In moments like these, the power of hypnotic thought guidance can be a gentle and effective way to help you ease into sleep. Hypnotic thought guidance is a practice where your mind is gently guided to a relaxed, focused state, helping you transition from the busyness of wakefulness to the calm of sleep. This method doesn't force sleep to happen. Instead, it invites your mind to let go of the chaos and allows you to sink deeper into relaxation, ultimately paving the way for restful sleep. The process of hypnotic thought guidance works through a series of calm and soothing techniques that gently direct your thoughts. Rather than focusing on trying to fall asleep, which can often create frustration, hypnotic thought guidance shifts the focus to relaxation and ease. The techniques used aim to remove the tension and anxiety that often accompany bedtime, allowing you to release the grip of stressful thoughts and transition peacefully into sleep. It's not about fighting the sleep process, but rather about welcoming it with open arms. One of the key techniques involved in hypnotic thought guidance is the use of gradual relaxation. This could begin with focusing on your breath, paying attention to the steady rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and exhale slowly. As you continue this breathing pattern, your mind starts to focus less on external distractions and more on the calming rhythm of your own body. This focus on the breath alone can have a profound effect, calming your nervous system and easing your body into a relaxed state. With each breath, the tension starts to melt away, and a sense of calm begins to take over, which is the first step toward guiding your thoughts into a more tranquil state. At the same time, gentle verbal suggestions or cues may be used to reinforce this relaxation process. A calm, reassuring voice might suggest that with each breath, you are becoming more and more relaxed, that your muscles are softening, and that your body is sinking deeper into comfort. These subtle suggestions work to help your mind release the control it holds over anxious thoughts and instead focus on the soothing sensations of relaxation. It's as though the voice is guiding you down a pathway to peace where the destination is restful sleep. What makes hypnotic thought guidance particularly effective is its ability to use repetition in a non-intrusive way. For instance, repeating calming words or phrases such as relax or let go creates a rhythmic flow that helps the brain focus. These words become anchors, drawing your mind away from the clutter and bringing it into a more centered, quiet place. This repetition isn't aggressive or forceful. Instead, it's gentle and consistent, allowing your mind to gradually shift its focus and become more attuned to the calming suggestions. As your thoughts settle into this peaceful rhythm, the transition from wakefulness to sleep becomes smoother and more natural. Another important aspect of hypnotic thought guidance is the ability to use visualization to deepen relaxation. Visualization is a powerful tool that allows you to create mental images of serene and calming environments. For example, you might imagine yourself lying in a peaceful meadow with the gentle sound of a breeze rustling the trees around you. Or you could picture yourself lying on a soft, warm beach, feeling the cool ocean breeze on your skin. As you imagine these tranquil settings, your brain begins to relax further, helping to reduce the mental noise that often makes it difficult to sleep. These calming visualizations serve as an escape, guiding your thoughts away from the stress of the day and bringing your attention to the peaceful world you've created in your mind. Along with visualization, mindfulness techniques play a key role in guiding your thoughts. These techniques encourage you to be present in the moment, focusing on the sensations and feelings within your body. By bringing attention to the physical state of relaxation, you begin to connect more deeply with your body's natural responses to rest. You may notice the way your limbs feel heavy and relaxed, or how your heartbeat slows down. These physical cues serve as reminders that relaxation is happening naturally, reinforcing the idea that sleep is just around the corner. This mindful attention helps clear the mental fog and creates a sense of ease, making it easier to slip into a peaceful sleep. The beauty of hypnotic thought guidance is its simplicity. It doesn't require complex techniques or elaborate strategies. It's all about creating a space where your mind can naturally transition into sleep. When practiced regularly, it becomes a powerful tool for reducing stress and calming the mind, especially in moments when sleep feels elusive. It's not about forcing sleep or trying to speed up the process. Instead, it's about providing the mental environment where sleep can naturally occur. One of the most important aspects of this method is its focus on non-resistance. Often, when we struggle with sleep, we are actively trying to fight against our thoughts or the restlessness we feel. Hypnotic thought guidance works by inviting relaxation without struggle. The techniques encourage you to let go of resistance and trust the process of relaxation. This approach acknowledges that sleep will come in its own time, and that the best way to encourage it is by creating a calm, inviting space in the mind. By letting go of the need to control the outcome, you make room for the natural sleep process to unfold. For many, hypnotic thought guidance offers an incredibly effective way to reduce nighttime anxiety and restlessness. It's a technique that works gently, guiding the mind and body into a state of peacefulness without the need for force or pressure. Over time, as you practice these techniques, your body and mind become conditioned to recognize the cues and signals associated with sleep, making the transition from wakefulness to rest even smoother. As the thoughts slow and the body relaxes, sleep becomes not a goal to achieve, but a natural consequence of the calm environment you've created. Ultimately, hypnotic thought guidance is a peaceful and effective way to help you find rest, calm your mind, and transition smoothly into sleep. With regular practice, this technique can become an essential part of your nightly routine, allowing you to unwind and prepare for a night of deep, restorative sleep. The process works with your mind and body, encouraging relaxation without force, and creating a sleep-friendly environment where you can naturally drift off into a peaceful slumber. 23. Memory dissociation methods. Have you ever found that your mind refuses to let go of memories, particularly when you're trying to sleep? Sometimes, lingering thoughts or past events can flood your mind just when you need rest the most, making it difficult to relax and find peace. Memory dissociation methods are designed to gently help detach the mind from these lingering memories, allowing you to let go of the past and create a mental space where sleep can flow naturally. These techniques are not about forgetting or suppressing memories, but rather about allowing the mind to take a break from the constant stream of thoughts that prevent you from reaching a restful state. When practiced regularly, memory dissociation methods can become a powerful tool to help you relax deeply and transition smoothly into sleep. One of the first steps in memory dissociation is recognizing that the memories causing distress or restlessness are just thoughts. They are not your current reality. It's easy to get caught up in reliving past events, especially at night when everything is quiet and your mind has space to wander. However, these memories are often distant and do not serve any purpose in the present moment. By consciously reminding yourself that these memories are simply thoughts, you begin to create a sense of separation between the past and the present. The goal is not to push away or avoid these memories, but to allow them to float by without attachment, much like watching clouds drift across the sky. By acknowledging their presence without engaging with them, you start to loosen their grip on your mind. A gentle way to practice this technique is through deep breathing. As you settle into bed, begin by focusing on your breath, inhaling slowly and deeply, and exhaling just as slowly. With each breath, imagine yourself breathing in peace and exhaling the tension that comes with intrusive thoughts. When a memory begins to surface, rather than trying to push it away or become frustrated, simply acknowledge it. You might say to yourself, "This is a thought from the past, and it doesn't need my attention right now." With each exhalation, visualize releasing that memory, letting it fade into the background, just as if it were a passing image on a screen. Over time, this process helps you detach from the memories that prevent you from achieving a restful sleep. Another effective memory dissociation method is using visualization. When a troubling memory or intrusive thought arises, you can mentally replace it with a calming and peaceful image. This could be a tranquil beach, a serene forest, or any place that makes you feel safe and at ease. As you focus on this peaceful image, gently let go of the memory that is occupying your mind. The more you focus on the peaceful scene, the less room there will be for the memory to intrude. This technique works because your mind can only focus on one thing at a time, and by redirecting your attention to something calming, you gradually distance yourself from the memories that are causing you distress. In addition to visualization, the use of gentle affirmations can help guide the mind toward a more peaceful state. Affirmations are simple, positive statements that reinforce your ability to let go of the past and embrace rest. You might silently repeat to yourself, "I am safe here and now," or "I am letting go of yesterday's thoughts to find peace tonight." These affirmations act as a gentle reminder to your mind that the past is no longer relevant to the present moment, allowing you to release any lingering memories. As you continue to repeat these calming phrases, you will notice that your mind starts to shift focus from the past to the present, creating a sense of tranquility that makes it easier to fall asleep. A powerful aspect of memory dissociation methods is the idea of creating mental space between you and the memories you are trying to release. It's like imagining your thoughts and memories as physical objects that are placed at a distance from you. Visualize placing the memories on a shelf, far enough away that they no longer occupy your immediate thoughts. By creating this space, you give yourself permission to let go of the past, allowing it to remain where it belongs, outside of your current experience. This mental distancing technique helps reduce the emotional charge that these memories may carry, making it easier to relax and fall into a state of calm. Mindfulness plays a central role in memory dissociation as well. Being mindful of your thoughts without judging them allows you to acknowledge the presence of memories without becoming entangled in them. Instead of reacting to a memory with frustration or anxiety, mindfulness teaches you to observe it without emotional involvement. You might even label the memory as simply a thought, which helps to reduce its emotional significance. This practice teaches the mind to recognize that thoughts, including memories, come and go, but they do not need to control your experience. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to detach from memories and shift your focus toward rest and relaxation. Another helpful technique is to engage in progressive muscle relaxation, which complements memory dissociation methods by releasing physical tension. As you work through the relaxation process, mentally note which areas of your body feel tight or tense. Once you identify these areas, gently release the tension, imagining that with each breath, you are letting go of both physical and mental stress. This physical release helps signal to your mind that it is time to let go of any lingering thoughts or memories. As your body relaxes, your mind follows, and the space between you and the past becomes clearer. Memory dissociation techniques are not about ignoring or suppressing past experiences. Instead, they focus on giving your mind the tools it needs to create healthy mental boundaries between the present moment and past memories. By practicing these techniques, you learn how to acknowledge memories without allowing them to control your thoughts or prevent you from finding rest. Over time, you will find that you have greater control over your thoughts and that sleep becomes more accessible as your mind learns to detach from the past and embrace the present moment. Through these gentle methods, you can create a peaceful and restful environment in your mind, allowing for the deep sleep you deserve. Incorporating memory dissociation methods into your bedtime routine can lead to significant improvements in your ability to relax and sleep. With consistent practice, these techniques can become a natural part of your nightly ritual, making it easier to unwind, release stress, and find the restful sleep your body and mind need. By gently detaching from past memories, you make space for a peaceful night of rest and wake up feeling refreshed and renewed, ready to embrace the day ahead. 24. Serotonin Boost Techniques. As the night draws near, many of us find ourselves yearning for a sense of peace, a calming atmosphere that allows the stresses of the day to melt away, creating a pathway to restful sleep. One of the key factors that influence how well we sleep is serotonin, a neurotransmitter often referred to as the feel-good hormone. It plays a crucial role in regulating mood, sleep, and even stress levels. When serotonin levels are balanced, we feel calm, happy, and more at ease. Fortunately, there are simple practices that can help encourage the natural release of serotonin in your body, enhancing your mood and setting the stage for a restful night of sleep. These serotonin-boosting techniques are designed to be easy, soothing, and effective, allowing you to improve both your mental and physical well-being without any complicated routines. One of the simplest ways to encourage the release of serotonin is through light exposure. Your body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, is strongly influenced by light, particularly natural sunlight. Exposure to sunlight during the day helps regulate this internal clock, which in turn promotes a healthy release of serotonin. The morning light is especially beneficial as it signals to your brain that the day is beginning, helping to activate serotonin production. Even if you can't get outside, sitting by a window and soaking in the natural light can make a significant difference. By incorporating this practice into your daily routine, you set the foundation for an evening filled with peace and calm, ready for a restful sleep. Exercise is another powerful serotonin booster. Physical activity has been shown to increase serotonin levels in the brain, making it one of the most natural and effective ways to elevate your mood. You don't need to engage in strenuous workouts to reap the benefits. Even light exercise, such as a gentle walk, yoga, or stretching, can stimulate the production of serotonin. The key is to engage in activities that make you feel good and that promote relaxation. As you move your body, blood circulation improves, and this helps transport tryptophan, an amino acid required for serotonin production, to the brain. This combination of movement and biochemical processes leads to an increased sense of well-being, making it easier to unwind and transition into a peaceful state before bed. Another effective serotonin-boosting technique involves the practice of gratitude. Taking a moment each evening to reflect on the positive aspects of your day can help shift your focus from any stress or negativity to moments of joy, satisfaction, or love. Research shows that practicing gratitude can increase serotonin levels by stimulating positive emotions and reinforcing feelings of well-being. You don't need to write long lists, simply taking a moment to acknowledge what you are thankful for, whether it's something as simple as a warm cup of tea or the kindness of a friend, helps to bring your mind into a more positive, relaxed state. When you focus on gratitude, you create a mental shift that primes your body for restful sleep, as the positive feelings of gratitude promote relaxation and reduce stress. Mindful breathing is another wonderful tool that can enhance serotonin production. Slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps counterbalance the stress responses in your body. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you encourage relaxation, which in turn supports serotonin release. A simple technique to try is the 4-7-8 breathing method, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold your breath for 7 counts, and exhale for 8 counts. This rhythmic breathing promotes calmness and steadies your thoughts, making it easier to let go of any lingering stress and transition into a restful mindset. Diet also plays a key role in serotonin production. What you eat can directly impact the amount of serotonin your body can produce. Tryptophan, an amino acid found in foods like turkey, eggs, cheese, and nuts, is a precursor to serotonin. Consuming foods that are rich in tryptophan helps your body produce serotonin naturally. Pairing tryptophan-rich foods with carbohydrates like whole grains can enhance serotonin production even further. Eating a balanced diet that includes these nutrients can help support your body's natural processes, ensuring that you have the necessary building blocks for healthy serotonin levels. Choosing a light, easily digestible snack before bed, such as a small handful of nuts or a piece of fruit, can help enhance your sleep without making you feel too full or uncomfortable. The practice of meditation is another calming and serotonin-boosting technique. Meditation helps quiet the mind, reduce anxiety, and increase positive feelings. When you meditate, you give your brain a chance to reset and release any built-up tension or stress. This sense of peace and tranquility can encourage the release of serotonin, leaving you feeling more grounded and ready for sleep. Guided meditation, in particular, can be helpful, as it leads you through a process of calming your thoughts and focusing on relaxation. Over time, regular meditation can help train your mind to become more attuned to states of calmness and contentment, making it easier to relax into sleep when the time comes. Another technique that works wonders for serotonin production is listening to music. Soft, calming music has been shown to stimulate serotonin production by helping to regulate your mood and promote a sense of well-being. The rhythm and melody of soothing music can help slow your heart rate, reduce stress, and make it easier for your mind and body to relax. Whether you prefer classical music, nature sounds, or any genre that calms you, taking time each night to listen to relaxing tunes can help prepare your body for sleep. Finally, one of the most effective techniques for boosting serotonin is to simply practice kindness and compassion toward yourself and others. Acts of kindness have been shown to trigger the release of serotonin as they generate positive feelings and a sense of connection. This doesn't always mean big gestures. Small acts of kindness, like complimenting someone, helping a friend, or simply offering a smile, can have a profound impact on your mood and serotonin levels. Moreover, practicing self-compassion is equally important. Being gentle with yourself and acknowledging your own efforts can help create a sense of peace and fulfillment, reducing stress and promoting a restful night of sleep. Incorporating serotonin-boosting techniques into your daily routine doesn't require major changes, but rather small, consistent practices that can make a big difference in your overall sense of well-being. By engaging in activities that encourage serotonin release, you can improve your mood, reduce stress, and pave the way for deeper, more restorative sleep. Whether it's through exercise, mindful breathing, gratitude, or any other simple technique, these practices help create a calming, positive environment in your mind and body, preparing you for the restful sleep you deserve. 25. Melatonin trigger actions. As night falls and the day's activities wind down, our bodies naturally begin to prepare for rest. One of the most important players in this process is melatonin, a hormone that signals to the body that it's time to wind down and get ready for sleep. This hormone is often referred to as the sleep hormone because of its crucial role in regulating our sleep-wake cycle, or circadian rhythm. The production of melatonin is a natural process that begins when the environment around us becomes darker, signaling to our body that it's time to slow down and prepare for sleep. However, there are certain actions and habits that we can adopt to gently stimulate melatonin production, helping our bodies naturally ease into a restful and restorative sleep. These melatonin-triggering actions can be simple, soothing, and effective ways to encourage the natural rhythm of your body, promoting deeper and more restful sleep as you prepare for the night ahead. One of the most well-known ways to naturally trigger melatonin production is through the regulation of light exposure. Our bodies are deeply attuned to natural light, and this light plays a crucial role in signaling to our internal clock when it's time to be awake and when it's time to rest. Exposure to bright light during the day helps keep our circadian rhythm in sync, signaling to the body that it's time to be alert and active. As the evening progresses and light levels decrease, our body starts to naturally increase melatonin production in preparation for sleep. In order to encourage melatonin production, it's helpful to reduce exposure to artificial light in the evening, especially the blue light emitted by phones, computers, and televisions. Blue light can interfere with melatonin production, making it harder for your body to signal that it's time to relax. Instead, as the evening draws near, try dimming the lights in your home and avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed. This small shift in your environment helps your body naturally start the melatonin production process, allowing you to ease into sleep more comfortably. Another simple yet effective melatonin trigger is creating a calming bedtime routine. Engaging in relaxing activities before bed sends a signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Gentle actions like reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing light stretches can help signal to your body that the day is ending and that rest is on the horizon. The key is to focus on activities that promote relaxation and calmness, rather than stimulating the mind or body. These soothing rituals help lower your heart rate, reduce stress, and prepare your mind for sleep. As a result, your body can begin producing melatonin naturally, guiding you into a peaceful and restful night of sleep. Your bedroom environment plays an essential role in melatonin production as well. The temperature, light, and even the sounds in your bedroom can influence the quality of your sleep. To promote melatonin release, make sure that your bedroom is a calm, dark, and quiet space. Consider using blackout curtains or shades to block out any external light that might interfere with your body's natural rhythm. Keeping the room cool, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, is also beneficial for sleep, as cooler temperatures signal to your body that it's time to rest. Additionally, minimizing noise disruptions in your bedroom can help promote a deeper state of relaxation, allowing melatonin to flow more freely and naturally. Another simple practice to encourage melatonin production is mindful relaxation techniques. Taking a few moments to relax and focus on your breath can have a profound impact on your ability to sleep. Mindful breathing exercises, such as deep, diaphragmatic breathing, help calm the nervous system and reduce stress, both of which are essential for triggering melatonin production. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, allowing your diaphragm to expand. Hold the breath for a moment and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times, allowing your body to release any tension or anxiety. As your breath slows and your body relaxes, your brain will begin to signal to your body that it's time to prepare for rest, encouraging melatonin production naturally. In addition to relaxation techniques, the foods you eat can also influence melatonin levels. Certain foods contain natural compounds that can help stimulate melatonin production in the body. For example, foods that are rich in tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the body produce serotonin and melatonin, can be helpful for promoting sleep. These include turkey, eggs, dairy products, and nuts. Additionally, foods like cherries, bananas, and oats are known to contain small amounts of melatonin, which can further support the natural production of the hormone. Including these foods in your evening routine may provide a gentle, natural boost to your body's melatonin production, helping you feel more relaxed and ready for sleep. Exercise can also play a role in melatonin regulation, although timing is important. Regular physical activity, especially when done during the day, helps regulate your circadian rhythm and can increase the quality of your sleep. Exercise during the day helps reduce anxiety, improve mood, and support overall health, which in turn contributes to melatonin production. However, it's important to avoid vigorous exercise too close to bedtime, as this can elevate your heart rate and increase adrenaline levels, making it more difficult for your body to wind down. Instead, opt for lighter, more relaxing forms of exercise in the evening, such as yoga or gentle stretching. These activities help calm the body and promote relaxation, setting the stage for melatonin production and a peaceful night's sleep. Melatonin production is also closely tied to the timing of your sleep. Going to bed at a consistent time each night helps regulate your body's internal clock and encourages melatonin production. When you follow a regular sleep schedule, your body becomes more attuned to the natural sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. By establishing a bedtime routine that aligns with your body's natural rhythms, you can help optimize melatonin production and improve the quality of your rest. Even on weekends, try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule to keep your body's internal clock in sync. Incorporating these melatonin-triggering actions into your nightly routine doesn't require major changes, but rather small, simple habits that can help support your body's natural processes. By creating a sleep-friendly environment, reducing exposure to artificial light, practicing relaxation techniques, and incorporating melatonin-boosting foods, you set the stage for a peaceful and restorative night's sleep. These actions promote the natural flow of melatonin in your body, helping you ease into rest more easily and wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. With consistent practice, these habits become a part of your nightly routine, guiding you into a restful sleep that supports both your mind and body. 26. Sleep cycle distorters. Sometimes the path to better rest doesn't come from forcing sleep, but gently adjusting how your body experiences it. Our sleep cycle is a natural rhythm the body follows, usually made up of several stages that repeat throughout the night. Each cycle includes light sleep, deep sleep, and dreaming sleep. But when these cycles get out of sync, whether from stress, habits, or our surroundings, it becomes harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, or feel rested in the morning. That's where subtle techniques come in. These don't disrupt the body's system. Instead, they gently nudge the sleep cycle into a healthier pattern. By softly altering the way we approach sleep, we make space for deeper rest and a smoother drift into slumber without forcing the process. One method to subtly shift your sleep cycle involves changing the timing of your bedtime routine. The body likes rhythm and responds well to consistency, but many people unknowingly follow routines that confuse their internal clock. For example, staying awake late into the night on weekends and waking up early on weekdays sends mixed signals to your body. Over time, this leads to sleep cycles that are out of sync with your natural needs. To adjust gently, it helps to pick a time when you usually feel naturally sleepy and start winding down about an hour before that. This doesn't mean suddenly changing your entire schedule, but slowly bringing your bedtime forward in 15-minute steps across several nights. These little shifts allow your internal clock to catch up without shock, helping your body understand when it's time to sleep and when it's time to wake up. Another gentle technique that helps reshape your sleep cycle involves using sound. Soft background noise, like natural sounds, light music, or even a low humming tone, can guide your brain into relaxing at just the right pace. These kinds of sounds create a soft focus for the mind, stopping the racing thoughts that often come just before bed. This makes it easier for your body to slip into deeper sleep stages. These sounds don't act like alarms that tell your body what to do. Instead, they quietly guide you through a smooth transition from wakefulness into rest. Over time, this can help your sleep cycle become more regular and restful, creating space for your body and mind to recover more deeply each night. The use of darkness also plays a quiet but powerful role in adjusting your sleep rhythm. As the sun sets and the sky dims, your body naturally starts to prepare for sleep. But in our modern world, lights often stay on long after dark, confusing the signals your body relies on. One small change you can try is dimming the lights in your home during the evening hours. This creates a soft cue for your body that bedtime is approaching. Avoiding screens or using warm-colored lights also helps. These changes don't just make your space feel more peaceful, they help your body understand it's time to slow down. With time, this leads to a more natural shift in your sleep pattern as your body learns to recognize the signs that it's time to rest. Temperature is another gentle factor that influences your sleep cycle. The body naturally cools down before sleep. This drop in temperature is part of what signals the brain to move from wakefulness to sleep. Creating an environment that supports this cooling can improve your sleep quality. That might mean lowering the temperature in your room or using lighter bedding. These small steps support the body's natural process without needing any outside force. The cooler your environment becomes at night, the easier it is for your body to follow the natural pattern of falling and staying asleep. Another often overlooked way to gently shift your sleep cycle is through calming motion. Rocking, slow swaying, or even just rhythmic breathing can help your body release tension and move into a more restful state. This type of movement creates a soothing effect, similar to how babies fall asleep in a rocking cradle. Adults can use the same idea with very light stretches, gentle yoga, or even using a chair that rocks slightly. This helps release stored-up energy without stimulating the body too much. Over time, the body learns that these gentle motions are part of the signal to relax, and they help your sleep cycle begin more smoothly. Mindful thoughts and simple mental imagery can also play a part in resetting your sleep rhythm. When you lie down with a calm mind, sleep becomes easier and deeper, but racing thoughts often act like roadblocks. One way to gently adjust your mind into the sleep cycle is to guide your thoughts through soft, peaceful stories or calming scenes. Picture a quiet forest, soft waves on a beach, or the gentle movement of clouds. This helps your brain move away from thoughts of the day and settle into a peaceful rhythm that aligns with sleep. By doing this each night, your brain begins to associate bedtime with rest rather than worry, gently shifting your cycle in a more relaxing direction. Nutrition also has a soft yet important role in shaping how you sleep. Eating large meals, too, late at night can disrupt your natural rhythm, making it harder to rest. But gentle, sleep-supporting snacks, like bananas, almonds, or warm milk, can help your body feel ready for sleep. These kinds of snacks offer nutrients that support relaxation and calmness, such as magnesium and tryptophan. Eating them about an hour before bed can create a soft cue for your body that it's time to slow down. Over time, this practice can help shape a more consistent and healthy sleep pattern, making the transition to sleep easier and smoother. It's also helpful to remember that adjusting your sleep cycle doesn't always mean sleeping more, it means sleeping better. Restorative. Sleep is about quality, not just quantity. By making gentle changes to your bedtime habits, your surroundings, and your thoughts, your sleep cycles can become deeper and more effective. It's not about making big, sudden changes, but rather about creating a calm, steady rhythm that your body can follow each night. These sleep cycle distorters don't break the body's rhythm, they refine it. Like tuning an instrument, these techniques help bring harmony to your sleep by encouraging a smoother flow from day to night. Through soft sounds, calming light, quiet movement, gentle thoughts, and peaceful surroundings, your body can slowly relearn how to relax, reset, and find deep rest. With time and gentle effort, your sleep cycle becomes not just something that happens to you, but something you guide with ease, comfort, and care. 27. Unwinding. Perception. Cues. Sometimes it's not the actual stress or worry that keeps us awake, but how we see it. Our mind has a powerful way of shaping experiences, even the ones that feel heavy or difficult. When you change how you look at these thoughts, your body follows. That's where perception cues come in. These are gentle reminders or small habits that quietly help shift how your mind views pressure, fear, or overthinking. They work in the background, helping you feel calm without needing to force anything. By using these quiet methods, you allow your mind to step away from tension and settle into a place of rest, softly, gradually, and naturally. One powerful cue is recognizing when a thought doesn't need your full attention. Often, when we lie down to sleep, our brain lights up with worries, unfinished tasks, or future concerns. These thoughts can feel urgent, but most of them aren't. A helpful technique is to gently remind yourself, "This can wait until morning." Repeating this in your mind, almost like a whisper, begins to shift how you see the thought. It's no longer something that demands action, but something you've placed gently aside. Your body listens to these cues. When your brain stops treating every thought as a signal to stay alert, it starts to feel safe enough to relax. Visual cues also play a quiet role in changing how you experience stress. When your space looks calm, your brain starts to mirror that feeling. Soft lighting, tidy surroundings, or even a familiar object like a cozy blanket can all signal to your mind that it's time to let go. These things may seem simple, but they hold quiet power. Just as a loud environment can make the mind feel unsettled, a peaceful setting acts like a whisper that says, "You're safe now." Over time, your brain learns to associate these sights with stillness, and your stress slowly fades into the background. Another subtle cue comes through sound. Soft music, gentle breathing, or even the quiet hum of a fan can help shift your mind's attention. When your ears catch these sounds, it's like your body receives a message. You don't need to stay alert anymore. You can rest now. This is especially helpful when the mind is caught in a loop of worry. Instead of trying to block the thoughts, you simply let them be while focusing on something soothing. It's like giving your mind a gentle hand to hold, helping it step away from tension and walk toward peace. Touch can also guide perception. The feeling of soft fabric, the warmth of a cup in your hands, or the slight pressure of a weighted blanket. All of these offer a gentle kind of comfort. They don't just feel nice, they help shift the mind out of thinking and into feeling. This is important because feeling calm in the body leads to calmness in the mind. It's a quiet reminder that not everything has to be solved with thought. Some things are simply felt, and that's enough. This cue slowly teaches the brain that relaxation is safe, and in doing so, it helps you fall asleep more easily. Your breath is another powerful perception tool. Often, we take shallow, quick breaths when stressed, but when you start to slow down your breathing, even just a little, it tells your nervous system that everything is okay. A simple pattern, like breathing in for 4 seconds, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4, can bring a deep sense of calm. This rhythm becomes its own cue, like a wave gently washing over your thoughts. It signals to the mind that the moment is gentle, and there's nothing it needs to fix. With each breath, you move a little further away from stress and a little closer to rest. Even the words you speak to yourself act as perception cues. Many people unknowingly use harsh or demanding inner talk when they can't sleep. But softening your words can make a big difference. Instead of thinking, "Why can't I just fall asleep?" Try something like, "I'm okay right now. Rest will come soon." These kinds of thoughts don't fight with your mind. They comfort it. They allow your brain to slow down because it no longer feels under pressure. And when the pressure lifts, so does the weight of stress. Routines can also be gentle teachers. When you follow the same quiet steps before bed, brushing your teeth, dimming the lights, reading something calm, your brain starts to understand that these moments are the doorway to sleep. They become quiet signals, building a sense of safety and routine. And safety is what the mind truly needs to let go. With every repeated action, your mind learns that bedtime isn't something to fear or fight, it's something to welcome. These habits don't need to be perfect. They just need to be gentle, consistent, and peaceful. The beauty of these cues is that they don't push. They are invited. You're not trying to silence every thought or fix every worry. You're simply showing your mind a new way to see them. Like watching clouds drift across the sky, you begin to understand that thoughts can come and go. You don't have to hold on to them. You don't have to believe everything they say. With this shift in perception, stress begins to lose its grip, and peace finds its way in. By practicing these soft cues regularly, your body and mind will begin to respond automatically. The room grows quiet, your breathing slows, your thoughts soften, and your muscles begin to let go. You've created a new message for your brain, one that says it's okay to rest. It's safe now. You're allowed to relax. And each time you follow these cues, sleep comes a little more easily, like a gentle wave returning to the shore. 28 Subconscious Dream Weavers. Have you ever woken up from a dream so vivid and calming that it felt like a gentle embrace from your inner self? There is a quiet power in the way our minds create dreams, a power that can be nurtured through subtle techniques designed to weave soothing thoughts into our sleep. These methods, known as subconscious dream weavers, gently guide your mind to form dreams that are not only pleasant but also restorative, helping you release the stresses of the day and inviting a deeper sense of calm and renewal. At its core, This process is about tapping into the natural ability of your subconscious to shape your dream world, using simple practices that reframe your thoughts and encourage a peaceful, gentle transition from wakefulness to sleep. Imagine, as you lay down at night, feeling the weight of the day slowly lift from your body. Your mind, normally busy with memories and worries, starts to enter a state of quiet reflection. In this space, your subconscious is like a skilled weaver, ready to interlace the threads of your thoughts into a tapestry of soothing images and gentle sensations. It doesn't require dramatic changes or forceful actions, only a soft, consistent effort to focus on calm, peaceful imagery. Over time, these practices can train your brain to default to this state of serenity, making your dreams a natural extension of the relaxation you experience before sleep. One of the simplest techniques to begin this process is through visualization. As you prepare for sleep, close your eyes and imagine a scene that embodies calm and tranquility. Picture a quiet beach at sunset, the gentle lapping of waves, or a peaceful forest with soft, filtered light. Allow yourself to focus on the details, the sound of the water, the feel of the cool sand beneath your feet, the subtle scent of the ocean air. This visualization creates a mental image that your brain can use as a foundation for your dreams. The more detailed and vivid your mental picture, the stronger the association becomes between these calming images and your state of rest. Over time, your subconscious begins to weave these images into your dream narrative, guiding you gently into a state of renewal and deep rest. Another approach is to use calming affirmations before you sleep. Speaking softly to yourself with phrases like "I am calm," "I am safe," or "I welcome peaceful dreams" can work wonders. These affirmations, repeated in a slow and soothing tone, act as gentle cues to your subconscious. They remind your brain that you are ready to let go of the day's tension and embrace a restful state. When these affirmations are repeated consistently, your mind starts to accept them as part of your sleep routine, and they begin to influence the nature of your dreams. Instead of wrestling with intrusive thoughts or lingering worries, your mind starts to fill with a sense of calm and contentment. Deep breathing is yet another essential tool in this process. When your breathing is slow and deliberate, it sends a signal to your brain that it's time to relax. Focus on your breath as it flows in and out. With every exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress that you might be holding on to. As your breath becomes a rhythmic guide, your mind finds a steady pace, one that is conducive to a peaceful transition into sleep. This rhythmic breathing not only calms your body, but also creates a natural lull in your thoughts, making it easier for your subconscious to take over and start weaving a dreamscape filled with gentle, soothing images. In addition to visualization, affirmations, and breathing, the power of music should not be underestimated. Soft, calming melodies or ambient sounds like the rustle of leaves or the gentle patter of rain can provide a sensory backdrop that encourages your mind to relax. These sounds can act as a gentle metronome for your thoughts, synchronizing your mental pace with the natural rhythm of the music. Over time, as you listen to these calming sounds before and during sleep, your brain begins to associate the music with a state of deep relaxation. This auditory cue helps guide your subconscious into crafting dreams that are serene and rejuvenating. The environment in which you sleep also plays a vital role in the work of subconscious dream weavers. A room that is cool, dark, and quiet helps signal to your brain that it is time to rest. Using blackout curtains to block out external light, ensuring that your room is at a comfortable temperature, and minimizing disruptive noises are all simple yet effective ways to create an atmosphere that nurtures sleep. When your environment is optimized for rest, it reinforces the gentle cues from your visualization, affirmations, and breathing exercises, helping your subconscious build a dream world that is harmonious and calm. Another subtle method to enhance dream conditioning is journaling. Before bed, take a few minutes to write down your thoughts, feelings, and even any dreams you recall from previous nights. This practice can help clear your mind of lingering thoughts that might interfere with sleep. As you write, you create a mental space where you can let go of any stress or worry, allowing your mind to be free to wander in a more relaxed and peaceful manner. Over time, the act of journaling itself becomes a cue that tells your brain it's time to transition into sleep, making the dream-weaving process more natural and effective. Mindfulness also plays a critical role in encouraging a calm, dream-friendly state. When you practice mindfulness, you train your mind to stay in the present moment, reducing the tendency to dwell on past mistakes or future concerns. This shift in focus helps quiet the mental chatter, making space for your subconscious to fill that space with calming, restorative images. Regular mindfulness practice builds a habit of presence, where your mind becomes accustomed to experiencing the now, free from the heavy weight of stress. In that stillness, your subconscious is free to weave gentle, soothing dreams that promote deep sleep and renewal. It is important to understand that these methods work together synergistically. Visualization, affirmations, deep breathing, gentle music, a restful environment, journaling, and mindfulness are all pieces of the puzzle. When you incorporate them into your nightly routine, they support one another, creating a consistent pattern that guides your mind toward relaxation and sleep. The more consistently you practice these techniques, the more natural it becomes for your subconscious to take over at night. Eventually, these practices form a comforting ritual, a personal bedtime story that you tell yourself every night, inviting your mind to create a dreamscape filled with peace and tranquility. Over time, as these techniques become part of your routine, you may notice that your sleep improves significantly. You find that you fall asleep more easily, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling refreshed and renewed. The subtle art of influencing your dreams isn't about controlling every aspect of what you dream. It's about creating a foundation of calm that allows your natural sleep process to take over. When your mind and body work together in this way, the result is a restorative sleep experience that nourishes both your mental and physical well-being. By embracing these gentle techniques, you create a space where stress fades away and calmness grows. You learn to trust that your mind has the ability to guide you into sleep without force or struggle. The practices become a quiet companion that helps you navigate the transition from wakefulness to sleep, making each night a journey into peace and rejuvenation. As you continue to use these methods, you'll likely find that your overall sense of well-being improves, and the worries of the day become less intrusive. In this state, your dreams become a source of comfort and renewal, offering a gentle escape into a world where peace reigns and rest comes naturally. Ultimately, subconscious dream weavers are a way to invite calm and deep relaxation into your sleep. They work quietly, almost magically, yet are grounded in simple, practical techniques that anyone can adopt. The beauty of these methods is that they are gentle, non-intrusive, and naturally aligned with the way your mind and body work. By allowing your subconscious to weave a peaceful dreamscape, you set the stage for a night of restorative sleep, where stress is replaced with calm and tension gives way to renewal. Embrace these practices and let your mind be guided gently into a world of soothing dreams, where each night becomes a journey toward deep healing rest. 29. Mindful imagery manipulation. There is something deeply comforting about closing your eyes and seeing a peaceful place in your mind. A quiet lake at sunset, a gentle breeze moving through tall trees, or soft clouds drifting across a calm sky. These are more than just daydreams. They can become tools for rest, especially when you learn to guide your mind with care. Mindful imagery manipulation is a soft, thoughtful technique that helps you take control of what your mind sees when you're trying to relax. It's not about forcing anything or pushing thoughts away, but instead gently steering your imagination toward peaceful, calming scenes. This process can help turn stress into stillness, allowing your body and mind to prepare for a truly restful sleep. When we are under stress, our thoughts often become noisy and scattered. We replay conversations, worry about what's ahead, or hold on to uncomfortable feelings. These thoughts don't always stop when we lie down at night. That's where mindful imagery comes in. It gives your mind something better to focus on, something safe, gentle, and quiet. It becomes a place your thoughts can rest. You don't need any special skills to use this technique. You simply close your eyes, breathe slowly, and begin to picture a scene that feels peaceful to you. It can be a place you've been before, like a quiet park, or your favorite vacation spot. Or it can be something made up, a floating island surrounded by soft waves, a warm light glowing in the distance, or a field of flowers moving with the wind. The goal isn't to make it perfect. The goal is to make it feel good. To begin, it helps to find a quiet space and allow yourself to get comfortable. As you settle into your bed, take a few deep breaths. Each breath should feel like a slow wave, moving in and out. This gentle rhythm helps you begin to slow down. Once your breathing feels steady, let your thoughts move toward an image that brings you peace. Imagine the colors, the sounds, the textures. What does the air feel like? What can you hear in the background? The more details you gently add, the more your mind becomes absorbed in this calming picture. It's like giving your brain a beautiful, quiet story to follow instead of the usual noise. One of the best parts of this method is how flexible it is. You can use different images depending on how you're feeling. If your day has been full of tension, you might picture a stream running over smooth stones. If you feel sad or lonely, you might imagine yourself walking through a garden full of soft lights. You can even bring warm, comforting sensations into the image, like being wrapped in a cozy blanket or standing near a fire on a cold evening. These small changes in what you imagine can have a big effect on how your body feels. As your mind calms, your heart rate begins to slow, your muscles soften, and your body starts to respond as if you're already in that safe, quiet place. Another gentle technique within this practice is to imagine releasing stress with each breath. Picture a soft breeze carrying your worries away, or imagine placing each stressful thought onto a leaf and watching it float down a stream. This gives your mind a quiet way to let go without forcing anything or fighting with your thoughts. It gives you permission to slowly separate from the busy parts of your day. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to enter this state. Eventually, your mind begins to associate these images with rest and comfort, and your body follows. Mindful imagery also helps prepare your brain for deeper, more peaceful sleep. When your thoughts are calm and focused on a soothing picture, your body doesn't feel the need to stay alert. It begins to trust that it's safe to relax. This shift in feeling allows the mind to move more easily into rest. You're not pushing sleep to happen. You're simply clearing a gentle path toward it. It's like dimming the lights in your mind, one soft image at a time. You can even build a library of calming images over time. Maybe one night you imagine floating in a boat on a quiet lake. Another night, you walk through a path of glowing lanterns. The more often you visit these places in your mind, the easier it becomes to return to them. They become like trusted friends, familiar, welcoming, and safe. You'll find that just thinking about them is enough to make your shoulders drop, your breath slow, and your eyes begin to close. These images are not just fantasy, they become real tools for calming your nervous system and gently guiding you towards sleep. It's also important to be kind to yourself while practicing this. Some nights, your mind may wander. That's okay. When you notice your thoughts drifting away from the image, just gently bring them back, without judgment. This act of returning is part of the practice. It strengthens your ability to stay with the peaceful picture you've created. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about allowing yourself to try, again and again, with patience and care. The more you explore mindful imagery, the more personal it becomes. You start to know what works best for you. Some people respond to soft nature scenes, others prefer warm, glowing lights or the feeling of floating. Some might even enjoy imagining a quiet library or a cozy cottage with a fireplace. Whatever your mind responds to, that becomes your path to calm. And with each night of practice, you get better at using these paths to lead yourself into deep rest. In the quiet of the night, your imagination can become your greatest support. With mindful imagery, you don't need to fight your thoughts or worry about falling asleep. You simply guide your mind toward peace, one soft picture at a time. These Gentle mental scenes help smooth the space between wakefulness and sleep. And as your thoughts slow, your breath deepens, and your body relaxes, you may find yourself drifting into rest more easily than before. Let these calming images become your nighttime companions. Let them carry you gently, like a soft current, away from the noise of the day and into a quiet, restful night. With practice, mindful imagery manipulation becomes more than a sleep technique. It becomes a peaceful ritual, one that supports your well-being and brings comfort, one breath and one picture at a time. 30. Serene mind overload. There are times when the mind feels full, too many thoughts, too many emotions, and too many things left undone. It's like a flood of mental activity that refuses to slow down. But what if this overflow doesn't have to lead to restlessness? What if, instead of resisting it, we found a way to meet it with calm? Serene mind overload is a gentle practice of allowing your thoughts to exist while introducing a quiet sense of peace that slowly takes over. It's not about stopping the mental flow, but learning how to let calm rise above the noise, turning the energy of a busy mind into a soft rhythm that supports deep, restorative sleep. When the day has been long and your thoughts are racing, it can feel impossible to just switch off. You lie down, close your eyes, and suddenly your brain becomes louder. It brings up old conversations, tomorrow's tasks, worries that don't seem to have answers. But instead of pushing these thoughts away, this method teaches you how to let them float, like leaves on a still pond. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to chase anything. You simply allow your thoughts to be there, and then slowly, you begin to guide your attention to something softer. Maybe it's your breath, the warmth of your blanket, or the sound of quiet music. With every soft focus, the noise begins to blend into the background, and a peaceful stillness begins to rise within you. This kind of peaceful overload works by balancing two things at once: the mental activity that's still present and the steady calm you're introducing. At first, both may exist side by side, but as you breathe slowly and invite your body to relax, the peaceful sensations begin to grow stronger. Your muscles start to release, your chest rises and falls gently, and even if your mind is still thinking, it's now doing so in a calmer space. Over time, this creates a shift. The thoughts may still be there, but they don't feel heavy anymore. They're no longer running the show. Your mind becomes like a room filled with soft light, still full, but warm and easy. To practice this, begin by lying in a comfortable position. Take a few slow breaths and give yourself permission to feel everything without judgment. You might notice busy thoughts, or physical tension, or a restless feeling. Acknowledge it gently. Then, imagine placing all of that activity into a soft cloud above you. It's still there, but it's no longer pressing down on you. Now shift your focus to something relaxing. Your breath, the way your body feels supported by your bed, or a peaceful image you enjoy. Keep coming back to this soft focus whenever your mind pulls you elsewhere. It's not a battle. It's a gentle return, again and again. One of the most helpful parts of this technique is that it doesn't ask you to be perfect. You don't have to clear your mind completely or feel calm right away. You're just practicing balance, allowing the thoughts but also inviting in peace. Over time, your mind learns that it's safe to let go. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes to shift into a relaxed state even when your mind is full. That's when the overload becomes serene. That's when the energy of your thoughts becomes something soft, something that guides you, not blocks you from falling asleep. You can also create a nighttime routine that supports this process. Maybe a warm drink, soft lighting, or a few minutes of slow stretching. These small actions send a message to your brain. It's time to slow down. You're safe. You're cared for. These quiet cues help set the stage for serene mind overload. So when your thoughts begin to stir, your body already knows what to do. Breathe, soften, let go. In this peaceful state, sleep comes not from control, but from surrender. You are no longer fighting your mind. You are floating with it, carried gently by the calm you've created. The noise fades, and what's left is a soft hum of stillness that surrounds you like a warm blanket. You begin to feel held, not by silence, but by a quiet understanding that even with everything on your mind, you can still rest. Serene mind. Overload teaches us that peace isn't the absence of thoughts. It's the presence of calm, even in the middle of it all. It's the art of letting your thoughts be there without letting them take over. And when you learn this balance, you unlock a new kind of rest, one that is deep, safe, and truly healing. Now, as you settle into your night, let this be your quiet practice. You don't need to clear your mind. You only need to guide it gently. Allow your thoughts to soften. Let your breath become your anchor. And know that even on the busiest nights, peace is always waiting within you. If you found comfort in this, consider returning to this practice each night. Let it become a peaceful ritual. And when you're ready, you can explore even more gentle techniques to support your rest. You can subscribe and stay close, so together, we can keep building your path to peaceful sleep, one soft breath, one quiet thought, and one restful night at a time.